interfering with my telly. I'm missing the sign beat for you lot.
Wait, we're going live now.
I'm just going to shut up now.
We are. Well, there you go. We're already live on here. As you probably heard, having a few technical difficulties in the background before kick-off tonight. My apologies for us being really late. All down to me, as always. But we are here now. Welcome everybody to KUMBTV's Eyes Up Mother Brown. Tottenham Hotspur versus West Ham United. At it's not called White Hart Lane anymore. It's called the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, isn't it? But anyway, we're up in that dodgy part of North London, where all the reprobates come from. Speaking of reprobates, there's three of them with you here tonight. Boom, boom, myself, my good man Rio, and my fellow good man Noam. How are we doing, gentlemen? Good to see you.
Not bad.
You good?
Sorry, they're just showing highlights of previous League Cup matches.
Oh, yes.
Including the 3-2 at Wembley, which I didn't go to, but I watched in the company and at the home of our good friend Maltese Hammer, Ian, out in Malta. We were on holiday out there for a week.
Yep.
And there's a picture of me and Ian dancing around like idiots at the final whistle. And whilst two sort of very bemused other halves sort of sat there and looking at us as if we were idiots. But we're not.
Well,
and in my defence, I'm not the one who watches Strictly Come Dancing. So there you
go. How you doing, Rio? Everything okay? Your end?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. A little bit of a sulky mood tonight because I should be there. I had a ticket, had to pass it up. So if I come across as a bit moody, you know why.
Same here.
Yeah, it's unfortunately everything's changed, doesn't it, with the current circumstances in which we find ourselves. I think we all know everyone who's been affected in some way by the current situation. But hopefully everyone who's travelling to the game tonight is going to be safe and well, looking after themselves, and hopefully cheering another famous West Ham win up in North London at the 3 Point Lane, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, whatever it's called. Anyway. No, we better go through the teams. We've only got 4 minutes till kick-off. Over to you, buddy.
Yeah. Okay, I'll start with us because we're more important. We got Ariello in goal. Return for Ben Johnson. Then Dawson Diop. Ashby comes in for Sufal. Souček, Rice, Masuaku, Bowen, Lanzini, and Vlasic. And on the bench, we have Yarmolenko, Fornals, Noble, Benrahma, Fredericks, who's just come back from injury as well, Kral, Randolph, Alesse, and Baptiste. And for the home side, they start off with Lloris in goal, Sanchez, Dyer, Davies, Doherty, Højbjerg, Skip, Reguilon, Moura, Kane, and Bergwijn. And today's match official, about whom I shan't say anything, is Chris Kavanagh.
Yeah, the man who we were discussing a few moments ago has been at the centre of many controversies of late, including a couple involving West Ham and also Rio, including one involving tonight's opponents and a certain Mr. Kane, who Noam has just referred to there, who probably shouldn't even be playing tonight, should he, by all accounts?
He shouldn't be nowhere near this game tonight. Red card should have been given. But as we all know, if you're England captain, you can get away with virtually murder. Which he wasn't far off committing at one point on Sunday. Not allowed to say that officially, are we?
But he's not that kind of player.
Well. If you very, very drolly put, no.
I mean, if you keep saying that about a player, then surely he is that kind of player.
Makes
you have to. Yeah.
Does make you wonder. What channel are we on tonight, gentlemen? Sky or
Sky
BT?
Sports. Sky Sports Ultra HD, it says in the top right corner of my screen.
And in mine, it says Sky Sports Ultra, long way behind everyone else, as per usual. So
your screen, it says the Light Programme. One for the kids
black and white. So as always, no doubt Rio and Noam will be taking the lead and taking you through tonight's game, and I'll be giving some woos and ahs and other rather strange reactions to what we're seeing happen ahead of us. I've just noticed I can see an Amiga 1,200 rather, sticking out the corner of my screen because I haven't pulled my green screen over properly. Do carry on, gentlemen, for a minute. Big danger for the Spurs team tonight. Where's Spurs put out a decent team tonight, known by all accounts, anyway, or a strong-looking team. It's
6 changes from the one who from the one that played Liverpool. Obviously Kavanagh came in for Tierney, and but there are 6 changes apparently. I couldn't tell you what they were because I was just too sort of gobsmacked at the events on Sunday watching that when I got in. I didn't actually, having said that, I didn't actually see the game on Sunday. I was driving back from my parents, listening to it. A great deal of incredulity on the radio or the wireless. And when I got back and they were showing the incidents, I'm just thinking, how do they get away with these things? But so it is a strong team. They've left out Song and Winks, who they were saying on the radio had a good game.
Yes.
They've left out Ali, who is on the bench.
Yeah.
Ali's somebody who hasn't been in favour with anyone, but they did say that again on Sunday that he played well. So
I thought you missed the sit-up for the highlights I saw.
Yeah, well, we're going to have to push on.
Okay.
The knee has just been taken, and Spurs have kicked off.
All right.
It's if you know the toilet bowl stadium, attacking the end with the sort of big stand where their home supporters are. Our supporters are on the right as we look at the screen. Being played around the back at the moment. Bit of a loose ball, but Kane picks it up deep in Tottenham territory. Kane now plays a long ball out wide, but it's just gone out for a throw in. So Doherty wasn't going to get that in a million years. And Kane coming very deep there. I wonder if that's going to be a portent. Anyway, West Ham on the ball at the moment, and loose ball though. And it's back with Tottenham just in their half. Again, they're playing it around the back 4 at the moment.
Okay, good stuff. I still haven't got my stream up because I'm being sent around the houses at the moment. But anyway, enough of that. Rio, predictions tonight. What are you thinking? Fancy us?
I'm not wholly confident, to be honest. I think injuries, particularly in their back 4, Tottenham have started to hit form after a good 18 months or so. So I think, again, this could be a game too far for us. But, our crowd's is in fine voice already. Hopefully, Raw something, a little bit of action here. Unfortunately, there's been a little bit of action off the pitch already. Been hearing reports coming via the forum that there's been widespread trouble down Tottenham High Road. So it's not good to hear.
Happy Christmas, everybody. What do you reckon score-wise, Rio, then? Yes.
I'm going to go for a 3-1 defeat because, it's Christmas. Humbug. Sod it.
No, what do you reckon?
I'm not all that optimistic, but having said that, Kavanagh's. What is it? Oh, now I'm not sure what's happening. There's a Spurs player with a nosebleed.
I think he ventured into the opposition half at some point.
Not quite sure what that's all about, but he's having to change his shirt. So meanwhile, the game's moved on. He's off the pitch. Ball's played down the right-hand side. Ashby just about keeps it in, but only to put a weak ball into the box where Lloris gathers a gentle ball that's gone into the box there. Not quite sure what's happened there with the player who has a nasal tampon inserted in the appropriate orifice, and but the game's still playing on. And
did we get a score from you, Noam?
1-1. I'm going for.
And
now, what's happened here? Kavanagh, this free kick to Tottenham. Højbjerg's back on. Let's have a look. And that's Moura's gone on a run, and Souček's caught him. Then Rice went in. Didn't touch him, so Moura fell over. Oh, contact after Moura fell over, but Kavanagh's given the correct decision there. He's given the foul by Souček, which he he let pass. So free kick to Tottenham, quite a way out. Let's have a look. But Dyer seems to be lining up a shot. Let's see how far it is. Camera angle's not good, so I can't tell how far it is. It's about, I'm guessing about 30 yards. Well, yeah, about 30 yards. Dyer tries to curl it around the wall, but ball goes straight into it, and the ball's back on the halfway line, and Rice prevents the back pass, goes to throw it to Spurs on the halfway line.
Okay. 1-1 you said for your score, Gnome. Who's going to take it in penalties?
Us on penalties, yeah.
Like it. I fancy this, and I know whenever you tend to say this, it doesn't work out that way. But I've just got a funny feeling about tonight, so I'm going to go for a 2-1 in normal time for West Ham. Can we have a time check, please, gentlemen?
Yeah, certainly. It's 4 minutes, 21, 22, 23 here.
Rio?
Bang on with no.
Well, would you Adam and Eve it? 4:28, 4:29, 4:30. I think we're all in sync tonight.
Yeah, you're just about remarkable. 5 seconds behind, something like that. Now, loose ball.
Good stuff.
Dawson wins it in the centre, but well, Dawson I think got fouled, but the referee waved play on, and then Lanzini stuck a foot in and gave away a free kick. So free kick to Spurs. Let's see that Dawson, won the ball and actually caught the Spurs player on the follow through a little bit, but Lanzini's just late tackle, nothing malicious or anything, just routine bog standard free kick.
Carry on, gentlemen. I'll be with you in just a second.
Now West Ham win the ball, and that's Bowen on a run. Bowen's just to the edge of the box, but
that trip.
Now Bowen went down for the tackle.
Sorry.
Nothing given, so I'll have a closer look. But then Højbjerg went down, having gotten the loose ball, and he got the free kick. So anyway, Spurs now moving forward on the attack, and that looked like the referee fouled.
I think he did, didn't he,
David? Bergwijn was there, and Bergwijn kind of ran into the ref. Which I'd have been issuing a yellow for that, I think. I'd be interested to see that again. But anyway, whatever happened, Bergwijn fell over with no West Ham player in attendance now. And Rice wins a nice interception from Rice, and Ashby can try and bring the ball out, but doesn't give much of a chance there to Vlasic.
What do we reckon about Ashby back in the team? Naomi, are you pleased to see him starting in there tonight?
Yeah, I don't think we had any other options, did we, really? Well, perhaps.
Well, I mean, there is that to it, of course.
Just say that Bergwijn brought the ball forward, had a shot from distance, came off Dawson, and it's gone out for a corner on the Spurs right. First corner of the game. Spurs right, West Ham left. And let's see what happens here. Right.
Let's stick with that for just a minute. It's the number 23. Oh, has he got shin pads?
Corner's taken short and played now right out to the edge of the box. Finally, the cross comes in, flicks off a West Ham player, and Areola comes up, gathers an easy ball for his first touch of the game, I think, possibly. Now, a long throw out from Areola out to the left wing, where there's Lanzini's on the ball. Masuaku's gone running ahead of him, but Lanzini elects to play the ball back in. That might have been interesting if they could have got two on the overload there. But anyway, ball on the right-hand side with Johnson. Vlasic, nice little turn there. Gives the ball to Souček. Souček just retaining possession, and we're playing across our back four now, or back three in a bit.
While the ball's at the back, let's just. I just want to pop in, Noam, and ask Rio about. One thing we haven't mentioned tonight, of course, is Michail Antonio missing as a result of COVID. Now, Rio, a lot of people have been asking for him to be rested in the last couple of games because he hasn't been that effective, and put Jarrod Bowen. I mean, this would seem to be an ideal opportunity for him to shine and show exactly what he can do.
Yeah, absolutely. And that squad did one of their famous stats before the game when Jarrod started as a striker for us. 10 appearances and 3 goals. So he's certainly got the capabilities. I don't know how severe Michail's case is. Hopefully it won't be that bad. I hope he's got one of the mild kind of strains, and as a fit, athletic footballer, it shouldn't affect him too much. it could be turn out to be a little bit of a blessing in disguise with the heavy winter programme coming up.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what I was thinking. I guess other people are sort of thinking about as well. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Back to the game. No, we've been awarded a free kick.
Free kick to West Ham. About 33 yards, I'm guessing there, by the cut of the pitch. Basically, ball was played into Vlasic, flicked it up nicely past Ben Davis, who basically just body checked him, and free kick. And let's see what we're going to do with it. It's probably a little bit too far out for anyone might be thinking of a shot. We've got Rice, Lanzini, and Bowen looking at it at the moment. Everybody's lined up in a line about a yard outside. Rice actually has a go. It's Christmas. It's going to have snow on it when it comes down.
Biggest cheer of the night, I think, that one. Unfortunately, it was from the home end rather than the away end.
Yeah.
But,
I've got the sound down just to avoid interfering with this, but I said it was, Rice has got a stupid grin on his face, thinking, yeah, all right, I know.
Yeah, I think he's a bit embarrassed, really. But Rio, we've seen a lot more of that from Declan recently in weeks and months, especially this season. That sort of intent, going in the last 30 yards.
Yeah, no, he's added it to his game. And as we mentioned before, he's becoming a complete midfielder nowadays. He's not just a defensive kind of fulcrum at the back. He's advancing forward with aplomb. He's grown in stature. I'm still not convinced by the set-piece efforts. I think it's about 4 or 5 this season. Only one's really been threatening. That one might have threatened one of our fans in the top tier, maybe, but certainly not the back of the net.
And no, has that affected Thomas Souček negatively? Do you think Rice, pouring forward in that area where Thomas was so effective last season?
Yeah, a bit of a different role than he was when he first joined us. He was the one who was playing forward, and I think with Rice, we're looking at Rice now, and he's on the left wing. He was fairly deep in Tottenham territory, although the ball's gone all the way back now to Areola. But so I don't know about adversely, because if you look on Souček as having to do that more defensive role, I think he's doing all right at that. What it has affected is his goal scoring record, I suppose. But
I think if you look statistically at his performances this season, I think Jack and Callum have made the point very well in the KUMB podcast that he's still been very, very effective on the pitch, even though that people aren't generally seeing that, because for the reason you point out there, that his goals for tally isn't as impressive as it was at this stage last season, but certainly still part of the team. Now, 11 minutes gone anyway.
Tottenham in dangerous territory. Kane gets a shot in. It's a fine save from Areola. That all arose from Diop, I think, going far too far forward to try and get a ball that he was never going to be able to put a tackle in. Ball was played through to Kane on the left-hand side, who had a shot from just inside the box. Tried to put it across Areola, but Areola was equal to it. Good save. But I think it's probably the first proper shot of the game if we're charitable and describe Rice's as a clearance. Now, ball down the right-hand side. Ashby's challenging on Dyer, who plays a ball that wasn't meant to be a pass back to Lloris, but turned into one. But Tottenham bring the ball away at defence now on the right-hand side. So, good chance for Tottenham, that one.
We were caught out a little bit there, but we'll just stay with it now because Tottenham are breaking on the left-hand side.
Yeah, overhit cross though, and Masuaku plays the ball down the line, tries to play the ball down the line, plays it in the touch instead. They're just going to show this again now. It all stemmed though. I mean, it's one of those ones where they're not going to show it again. Diop and Pinky were here; he'd be giving him pelters, but Diop, not sure who had the ball with his back to goal. But Diop went far too far to try and challenge him. He was never going to get the ball. And, of course, the guy just sort of laid it off. The next thing you know, there's a ball out wide to Tottenham complaining about a Rice tackle there. But I think he won the ball. Yeah, let's have a look at it now. Rice has won the ball, foot on the ground, so there's no danger there. But player's gone over. In fact, the referee would have thrown anyway, so it should tell you everything. As I say, Diop getting caught out of position, I'm afraid, was the point there. Now, West Ham,
Rio,
it's a nice passing there.
Rice.
Gets it down on the left-hand side, left wing. Rice plays Bowen in on the left-hand side. That was some good football, actually, getting out of defence there. And we're actually playing quite well, I'd like to say. We're actually taking the game to Tottenham, when we had possession.
I mean, yeah, I was going to say one of the points, that I know a lot of people saw Antonio was out and know that we're missing one or two key defenders and were sort of quite concerned about tonight's game. But, as I pointed out, look at the side that we beat Man City with in the last round. It was essentially a second string team, wasn't it, Rio? Mark Noble, no Antonio in that one either. And, we managed to beat them that night. So no reason why we can't do it again tonight.
No, absolutely. And we're playing a lot weaker opposition, in my opinion, than Manchester City.
Absolutely.
Free kick to West Ham here. Now, I would say just to that's showing that it was Moura that basically just turned away. Fine, superb ball from Moura, it has to be said, but Kane, the shot was far too close to Ariel. We've got a free kick deep in Tottenham territory. Ashby being fouled there. I would say that in the build-up to that, Vlasic did some tremendous work to retain possession there. This could be dangerous because it's taken now in by Ashby. Oh, punched out by Lloris, and Spurs will bring it away. Sorry, it was Bowen with the ball in. West Ham win the ball back though, but it's unfortunately Tottenham win it back. So now, but again, good work from Ashby. Nearly good work from Ashby. As soon as I say good work, something happens. Now, Moura tries to play Kane in again along the ground, but that's cut out by Dawson. And
Dawson there.
Now, let's have a look at this free kick because there's all sorts of jostling for position going on. It was Bowen, clipped it in. It was one of those ones where it was pretty much straight at Lloris from an angle, but with somebody running across, that might put him off. But Lloris elected to punch it out. So
he's had a few dodgy moments, Rio Lloris, isn't he, of late? You think he's a good keeper, or he's one of those that's suffering a bit of the Spurs disease?
I think he's deep down at heart, he's a good keeper. Yeah. But he goes through spells where he has 3 or 4 games where he looks incredibly fragile. Yeah. I think it's coming at pace, but he should be looking to catch that, in my opinion, because that punch could have gone anywhere and could have put himself in trouble. And that's the thing. He's the club captain at Tottenham, World Cup winner. But for me, he's not world class. He's decent, and when he's on form, he looks great. But he has far too many iffy moments for me.
Okay, good stuff. West Ham looking to attack again, though.
Yeah, with Masuaku on the left-hand side. Checks his run, though, and doesn't get a cross in. Ball back with Rice. Now back with Masuaku on the wing. Does get the cross in now, or nearly does, but it's blocked. It goes out for another West Ham corner. So, corner at West Ham. In fact, say another one. That might be our first, I think. The other one having been a free kick.
Only one
in
so
the general
far.
Direction of it, yeah. So, so apologies for
good
that.
stuff so far. Though. I mean, this is encouraging. We're doing okay. We're playing a lot of football in their half.
We're doing what we didn't do against Arsenal. I thought we sat far too deeply against Arsenal for most of the game.
Yeah.
But Lanzini on corner taking duties today. So lots of pushing and shoving going on in the box. Corner taken by Lanzini, and it's not sure. Did they have a post?
I think it did. I think he hit the crossbar.
It sort of angle of crossbar and post that Reece nearly caught out his near post. Let's have a look at that again. No, it was Lloris. Lloris just managed to clear that from underneath his bar there. So good corner from Lanzini. Had Lloris in a little bit of trouble there, but so
I mean, it's Rio. It looked like that one was dipping under the crossbar if he hadn't have got there anyway.
Yeah, very much so. It looked very good corner indeed. There's a couple of things I've kind of noticed. We're kind of playing kind of a 3-5-2, 3-4-3 at times. Harrison Ashby's getting a lot further forward than I anticipated. Another thing is Ben Johnson. I think for the first time in his career, he's playing as part of a back three.
Yeah.
We've got a chance in the box here, twists and turns. Force number corner. Well done. Well done, Vlasic.
Yeah. good move that. And again, that's we're getting some good stuff down the left-hand side. Masuaku gets nearly to the byline. There's a slight deflection across. Lovely little sort of Cruyff-type turn from Vlasic in the box to buy himself some space. Gets the shot in, but it could have really gone anywhere. Went off the sort of inside leg of Sanchez. So another corner at West Ham. Presumably Lanzini take. Again, Lloris gets to it, punches under pressure. And that's a shame. Yeah. What Rio was saying there, I think, we've got sort of Johnson playing on the right of a back three with Ashby and Masuaku effectively playing as wing backs. When we're in possession, which I haven't seen the stats yet, but we're having a good deal of possession here, I think.
I think that it's a really good spot, actually, gentlemen. And it seems, Rio, that that's caught Conte and Tottenham out a little bit because, if we weren't expecting that, I mean, as you said, we can't recall Johnson playing in that formation before. You can certainly, guarantee that Conte and Spurs weren't expecting us to line up.
Yeah, most definitely. I know David Moyes in his pre-match press conference said that he's a bit worried about the fitness of Ben Johnson. He thought it might be a bit too early for him. But and I'm a little bit worried, to be honest, because, as we said, I don't recall him ever, even the under-23s, ever being played in part of a back three in a centre-back role. So it could be exploited. And we've seen a couple of times Tottenham come down that left-hand side, our right, and cause a few problems. But now, going forward, we look promising. I just think there's a little bit of a mistake due at the back. A couple of times Diop's been caught out. There's a couple of balls in between the two of the three centre-backs. It's caught us out a couple of times. So it's a little bit of a concern. But going forward, it looked quite bright.
Spurs just had a header that sort of vaguely on target, but it's just catching practice for Areola, really. It was Reguilon got the cross in and Doherty was up the other end. And
what we can tell you, if you're not watching on TV, is that there's been some goals already at Liverpool. And interestingly, Leicester are leading 2-1 there after just 20 minutes. Goals plenty. Arsenal, of course, already through to the semi-finals, having beaten Sunderland 5-1 yesterday, albeit with the help of a little dive by Pepe on the way to the first goal. But the other tie, of course, tonight, Brentford and Chelsea, to determine who the final four will be. Here at White Hart Lane, it's currently Tottenham Hotspur 0, West Ham United 0, 21.5 minutes gone now.
Yeah, fairly even. I'd say we've probably had the better of the chances, obviously nothing particularly clear-cut. I mean, Kane's shot that was saved by Areola probably been the clearest cut chance. They've got Moura on the ball now, plays the ball out to the right-hand side. Masuaku blocks the run and gets shoved off the ball there. No, referee. What do we say about diving? Doherty, I think that is, as Kavanagh's just given a free kick.
Kavanagh again.
Yeah. Well, first off, Doherty shoves Masuaku out of the way, then plants his foot on top of Masuaku's. I suppose Masuaku's foot on top of his a little bit, but throws himself as soon as there's a slightest bit of contact up in the air and on the floor. So
you're right. The point is there is contact from Masuaku, but there's still no need for Doherty to throw himself in the air and swan dive like that. It's just cheating. Cheating. Let's call it out for what it is.
Had you not noticed the two-handed shove to put Masuaku out of the way there? When the ball stopped, Masuaku's going to it. He just pushed him like that. But Kavanagh and reality are not good neighbours, are they? As we've worked out. Dangerous area for this free kick on the Tottenham right. Faint to take it. It's whipped in, hits the two-man wall, and Kane keeps it alive, and it's on the edge of the box. Doherty now sort of miraculously recovered from that really nasty-looking thing, but the ball's now back with Lloris at the Tottenham goal. It's gone all the way back.
Good work.
The two-man defensive wall did its job there. Well played.
Also, the whole team as a defensive unit, Rio. Jared Bowen closing right down and forcing the ball right the way back to Lloris.
Yeah, forcing the transition back to Tottenham's penalty area. Brilliant defensive work from a very
well played, Masuaku. There's another dive there. I mean, that's Regulion as well. Masuaku's kicked the ball onto him. It's gone out for a goal kick. Regulion's thrown himself to the floor. Masuaku politely invites him to get up. Only I don't suppose it was all that polite.
Not happy,
No,
is
that's
he?
dreadful.
They've stayed on their feet longer than 60 seconds.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
dreadful. I mean, if they do their job, that's a yellow card, and he doesn't do that again. But you watch, he'll try it again. And Kavanagh, as we all know, doesn't know what day it is, let alone what's a foul and what isn't. Yeah, he'll do that in the penalty area and get a penalty later on.
Right,
Anyway,
I guess the point is that when they do that, as we saw against Arsenal, you know, with Tierney, the fake injury eventually led to the red card, didn't it? You know, indirectly. Yeah. Anyway,
now Spurs, Rice misses a tackle and Spurs bring the ball out of defence. But Souček's in there, gets a challenge in. Ball's still live for Tottenham, though. Ball's played out to it's back with Kane, fairly central. Kane tries to play the ball in to the box, but that takes a flick off defender. Areola comes out. Areola seems keen on getting the ball in play fairly quickly after receiving it. Very noticed earlier on there was a long throw out wide to the left-hand side, and again there he was keen to get things moving with Ashby, although there wasn't much ahead of Ashby, so we're sort of playing it around in the penalty area at the moment.
I haven't taken the opportunity to welcome our guests on the live stream yet tonight, gentlemen. How remiss of me. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for your company. As always, let us know what you think of the game as we're going on in the live chat. I see a lot of you already have. Dan and David seem quite delighted by the score from Anfield. And just a few predictions from the score. David O'Rourke, 5-1 to the Mighty Hammers. Don't think we're going to find a much more optimistic one than that, David. We'd like to see it nonetheless. Craven going for a 2-0 defeat. Polaroid going for a 3-1 West Ham win. Hobo 3-1 defeat. So, right, mixed bag. A bit like us lot tonight, really. But anyway, 25 minutes gone. Spurs 0, West Ham United 0. Rio, happy with what you've seen so far?
From an attacking point of view, yeah. I still think there's a little bit of a suspect at the back. A couple of loose passes. We're painting ourselves into trouble a little bit. But I'm happy with the defensive effort, the defensive work rate. It's just a slack passing that's a bit of a worry. Going forward, we're causing them plenty of problems. And we're on the attack again down left-hand side. Arthur flicks into the middle, but cleared. But yeah, no, the only thing I'm a little bit worried about is I've seen Declan dive into a few challenges. And as we said, if Kavanagh decides it's his night, Dec's got to watch himself, and we can't afford to lose him for 2 or 3 games over Christmas.
Harrison Ashby, no. You pleased with what you've seen from him so far? I mean, it's actually looking at him now. You wouldn't think he's a complete rookie who's only really had one start for the first team.
The words that I was going to answer your question with is he does not look 1 inch out of place there. He's not hiding. He wants the ball. He's telling people where to go, and he's having a good game. Good little game out there. So I'm very happy with him at the moment.
Yeah, he's had a great season for the 23s, of course, called up to the Scotland under-21s, fast-tracked for them earlier in the season and now in the first team here at West Ham, due to injuries, of course. But, you can only take your chances when they're presented. David O'Rourke says that they're targeting Arthur Masuaku out there. He has a short fuse too, so I'm a little bit worried. Rio, any concerns about Arthur's short fuse?
Not his short fuse. It's the usual concerns with Arthur. His lack of concentration. He does dive in at times, but it's not the first team to target our left-hand side when Arthur's playing. Arsenal did it with aplomb last week, and we've seen a couple of other teams try it. So it's a well-known fact throughout this league that he is susceptible at the back there, and it is a worry. The sooner Aaron Cresswell is fit and brings back that solidity at the back for us, the better for me.
Bit of a worry, known that Aaron Cresswell situation. We spoke about it last week, I think, didn't we, at Arsenal? He's only supposed to have a sore back. He's been out for over a month now.
Yeah, just come back to that because Tottenham on the attack. Ball goes behind everybody. But it's thought for a second I'm going to get a shot in there, but it's still with Tottenham. Right hand side of the box from their point of view. They're looking to try and get the ball into the box, and they have done. Now it's danger here. It's 1-0. 1-0. And that's Højbjerg, I think, it's put that way, isn't it? Just we allowed them too much space in the box, and bit against the run of play, it has to be said. But yeah, we'll get back to Masuaku again. Let's have a look at a replay of this goal.
It's come in the 29th minute anyway. Spurs 1, West Ham United 0. No, take us through it. How did it happen?
That's Diop, basically. He misses the original ball, then comes out to cut out by a mile, and then he doesn't get back. And really, he should be goal side. He should be getting back goal side. I
mean, you've got to ask where both of our centre halves are at that
sorry,
point.
Højbjerg plays it into Reguilon, isn't it? Yeah, so we get away around. But the original thing again, it's Diop trying to cut out a ball that he didn't get within a mile of. So yeah, 1-0 to the home side. Although, Vlasic does well to win that back. The ball from Bowen did him no favours. Now Lanzini in the box tries to get a cross in, but it's blocked. Ashby though keeps the ball alive. Great tackle there from the youngster. Vlasic now.
Good ball.
Ball played in. Good. Oh, that's a hell of a save by Lloris. We're unlucky not to be 1-1. That's Souček's brilliant cross in from Vlasic. Souček on the end of it, and just see it now. Vlasic looks up. Lovely curling cross in. Souček gets on the end of it. That's going in all day. It's a fine save from Lloris. Tipped over the bar with one hand. But yeah, so let's keep on this though. We've seen how dangerous we are at corners. Although they haven't put the stat up yet, have they? I don't think they have. Corner taken by Lanzini. And it's gone all the way across and nobody can quite get on the end of it. But Vlasic does well to win it back. Turns again, gets another nice cross in. And Souček again heads it again. It takes another good save from Lloris to tip it over the bar. Maybe third time lucky, Thomas. Again, Vlasic, lovely cross in there. And that's going in. And great header from Souček, because I just thought, just for a second, I didn't think Lloris was going to get there. But so, corner then from the right-hand side. All West Ham at the moment, of course. But anyway, Bowen sends the corner in. And we've just headed over. We could be 3-1 up with headers. That's Dawson that time.
Rio, I mean, out of all those three chances, you've got to say Dawson's got to put that in the back of the net, hasn't he?
That was clear cut. Lloris has come, got nowhere near it. Dawson has done everything right, but he doesn't put it on downwards. Gets over the ball. Oh, what a shocking miss. On your sack again, Vlasic tries long distance. In a box, it turns.
Yeah!
Come on, Jared.
Bowen, superb. I mean, it's sort of like since the goal, I don't think Tottenham have barely had a touch, and it's a great goal. Fantastic sort of striker's goal. I mean, I was just about to say we had Lloris in a nutshell there, but anyway, they took the goal kick short, tried to play it out, went straight to Souček to Vlasic. Vlasic has what's really a shot. Bowen stops the ball, beautiful turn, and just buries it in the corner. Well played, West Ham. I mean, that turn from Bowen is
a fantastic striker's goal.
Top class. I mean, probably spared Vlasic a little bit there, but top goal that.
Well, I mean, we did ask, gentlemen, didn't we, whether or not this would be the opportunity to give Antonio a rest and put Bowen up front and take it by the scruff of the neck. And Rio, we've certainly done that there. And that, as you've just said, I've barely had a chance to say then because I've been writing copious notes for the last 2 minutes, 4 chances in a row. But yeah, Jared showing that he can be the man.
Great resolution from our lot as well. Going a goal down, the head hasn't dropped. We fought back. We had 3 clear-cut chances from headers, 2 great saves. Well, 1 great save from Lloris. 1 Dawson should have buried. But Jared Bowen, that was absolute magic in the box there. That was almost like in a vein come Jermaine Defoe. The way he turned to strike the defender, fantastic finish. He's done a marvellous job. And it makes you wonder why we didn't rest Antonio a bit further because he's been out of form for at least 2 months now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. what a great response from West Ham. What a great goal from Jared Bowen. Come on, boys. And like I say, Niko Vlasic has been playing incredibly well tonight. There are a lot of detractors, but his football has been brilliant.
Good shout. No,
he's been having a very, very good game. I mean, not just there, although obviously he was involved in the build-up, but now Tottenham on the right-hand side now, again on the right-hand side of the box, looking to try and work the ball into the box. But, he's got... it's 2-1. And that's come down our left-hand side. That's Moura again. That's poor. Tottenham have got the ball out their half once in the last 10 minutes, or twice in the last 10 minutes, and scored both times. We're just going to have to go again, guys.
It's a case of anything you can do, I can do better at the moment out there. It's every time everyone attacks, it's in the back of the net.
Well, I'm just looking at it now. There's a shot that rebounds out to the right-hand side. Now, Masuaku doesn't get anywhere, but there's Lanzini just gets walked past and a little bit lucky not to get a penalty there, not to give away a penalty. He had definitely stuck his leg out, but when I look here.
It's a tough one, isn't it? It's a little bit of luck from Tottenham's point of view. I think maybe Masuaku could have dropped in at that point.
Actually,
when he goes to
come off Johnson there, although it won't be given as an own goal, but Johnson tries to get the tackle and it comes off the bottom of his foot. Great challenge there from Lanzini. Now Johnson can bring us forward.
When you blame on Areola there for that one.
He should have done a lot better. I've just looking at the replay.
Yeah,
and
I think the slight deflection from Johnson. I think he saved the shot that it would have been without that deflection. I think.
Also, I mean, it's a mark of modern football that I wasn't expecting the shot to come in. I was just waiting for the dive.
Yeah.
Now, we had a collector's item there. Rice gave the ball away. Very rare. Now, Vlasic plays the ball nicely. Nice interchange. Nice run. Nice interchange with Bowen. Ball out left now with Lanzini.
Brilliant.
Lanzini cuts in. Ball played across. Oh, it should be 2-2. Souček should have buried that. I don't think he was expecting the ball to get all the way across there. But great play from Vlasic. Nice ball from Lanzini. Basically, I say that it wasn't Souček. It was a great defensive clearance. I apologise. That's a great defensive clearance because Souček's burying that. So another corner to West Ham. So my apologies to Mr. Souček. Bowen with the corner. Corner comes across. Not a good one though. Although it does get flicked up by the first man and goes across the box, but it'll be cleared by Tottenham and they can go again. Now we're going to have to be careful here. So now who's that? Reguilon is claiming he was. What? The referee's given a free kick 10 minutes after something happened that wasn't. I think it was just a collision rather than a foul.
Now, what's he actually done there, Kavanagh? I mean, who's he looking at when he's given that decision? It looks like he's looking at the sidelines, which would suggest it's either the fourth official.
Now, I want to see this again because that didn't look like any sort of foul to me.
He went straight.
Who's he taking advice from
him? Yeah, fair enough. He's tugged him, but he's basically not seen it, and the linesman hasn't flagged it, and he's just listened to. Bowen's got fat yellow for that.
I think Conte's the one who's refereeing this game.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. I mean, who is Kavanagh taking advice from there? Because it's not the linesman by the looks of things.
Yeah.
Now Conte was like apoplectic on the sidelines, and it should look like he was waving the card in there for one moment, and Kavanagh's bought it. Absolutely bought that.
Another example of weak officiating from our man, but Tottenham on the attack again, 2-1 up.
Not the goal with the ref.
Anyway, Tottenham have got the ball sort of halfway line at the moment. They're trying to sort of work something, but it's going back. Not much to say. I think we're a little bit unlucky at be behind, to be honest. Although we've got to be sharper than that in defence, really.
Yeah.
But
for those of you
this is a little spell of Tottenham possession now. I mean, when they got the goals, the two sort of attacks they had were kind of rarities for that period of the game, and yet somehow they're 2-1 up. now just keeping possession, and we're reverting to that dropping deep thing that I don't particularly like to see us do. I want to see us pushing them, trying to get the ball back a lot quicker.
Quick stats check just to show how even it is. Possession 53-47 in Tottenham's favour. Shots 8-7 in Tottenham's favour. Spurs 4 on target. West Ham 3. Corners Tottenham 1. West Ham 5 so far. 7 minutes or so left to go until half time. Rio, can we get this back before half time and go into the break on level terms again?
There's no reason we can't. As I said, when we're going forward, we look a real threat. It's just cutting out the sloppiness at the back.
Yeah.
As we say,
Twats, bro.
Really? I didn't think that went though. Tottenham got a throw in when we were moving promisingly down the left wing. Didn't look like it went out of me, but again, at a moment, every time Tottenham put their hand up for something, they're getting it. So
yeah, I think that one was the linesman on that occasion that gave that. So I guess we'd have to defer to him as having the best view. But anyway, just over 5 minutes to go till half time. Gnome, need a goal before the break here.
Be nice. But even if we went in 2-1 down at half time, we're definitely not out of this. I mean, you know, they look a bit ordinary, to be honest, Tottenham, and for all their sort of good form or whatever. But clearly, obviously, an equaliser sooner rather than later would be better. Just gives us a bit more of a platform to build on in the second half. Oh no, I was offside anyway. Phew. One of those ones where there's a long ball played and the linesman can't be bothered to put his flag up. He looked well offside, I have to say, but and I'd like to say what's happening, but they're just showing Leicester go 3-1 up at Liverpool instead. So
and that's some finish, to be fair, from for Leicester. But Maddison
Vardy put in that way. It's gone now, but was it Vardy put in that way?
Madison,
if it was, I think that's his hat trick.
No, it's Maddison, I think, that one.
Oh, Madison, yeah.
But anyway, just over 4 minutes to go. West Ham trailing by 2-1. 3 goals for those of you joining us late. Tottenham scoring in the 29th minute. West Ham levelling 3 minutes later, 4 shots later, nonetheless. And then Spurs going ahead 2 minutes after that. So 3 goals in 5 minutes. Back to the game, though. Anyway, Tottenham with the ball.
Yeah, Tottenham ball, halfway line, again, sort of probing. But we're kind of making it difficult for them to get between the lines, though. There's a long ball out again to Masuaku, who doesn't particularly deal with it very well. Tottenham get possession back. And Dawson's last-ditch challenge there. I thought Dawson had left it too late to put in a challenge there. But now, another Tottenham dive there, but Boeing won the ball cleanly, and Souček now plays the ball out left-hand side towards Lanzini. Can he keep it in? No. Shame that, because of promising position. But Bowen just going to show that chance again. Again, Masuaku's left. Just caught in the middle of no man's land. Now, I thought Dawson there let it's a 23. Bergwijn turn there. I didn't think he should let him turn, but when he did turn, he then got his challenge in.
Do you know what I like most about that is that Dawson, after he made the challenge, actually gave himself a round of applause for the tackle. I thought that was pretty special.
It was good timing, yeah.
It was a good tackle, but yeah,
now,
I think that might be taking it a bit far.
Ball on the left-hand side, West Ham going forward with it. Masuaku and Lanzini trying to combine, but Masuaku just, again, gives it away cheaply. Plays it down the line when there's nobody there, and Tottenham now ball back with Lloris, who clears long.
It's a bit like when Masuaku does that, Gnome. It's like his brain and his feet are at different, completely thinking about different things.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just saying Kane has just flattened, just pushed Dawson to the floor. And when the free kicks come, he's just gone up to the referee and shouted blue murder at him. And clear foul. They've got nothing. It's one of those ones where you think they do it out of habit, but just senseless sort of thing. That was so blatant that would be that should be a yellow card for dissent. I mean, if you think you've been hard done by with a 50-50, that's one thing, but that he's moaned at the referee purely just to keep at the referee and keep the referee thinking and keeping him on side. So 5 minutes time when he gets another one of those, then the referee might sort of give it his way.
Rapidly approaching half time, just over 90 seconds or so to go. And we should be, gentlemen, just about this time, finding out how much added on time we are going to have. Rio, I don't suppose there's going to be
We've got another
lot.
minute or so for that yet. We're coming up 40, well, not even 44 minutes yet. So Masuaku not strong in the tackle there, although we get away with the ball in the end, but very weak in the tackle there. Now, a nice ball down the line from Rice to Bowen. Bowen retains possession, looking for help, and gets it in midfield. And that's Vlasic out to Johnson now. Now the ball's down the line. Harrison Ashby cuts in nicely, beats a player. Nice square ball to Rice. Plays it out wide now to Masuaku. Masuaku looking to maybe get to the byline. Gets the byline, keeps the ball. He doesn't get the crossing. He's still got the ball, though. Needs a bit of help. He's having his arm pulled off him, but that's not helping him. Vlasic now. Nice turn. Again, slight pullback. Masuaku finally gets the crossing, but it's headed clear. And back on the halfway line now with Johnson, who turns and looks to see where he can play it. Play that wide. Doesn't give Rice an awful lot of chance with that. Now Tottenham can come in. Great tackle, though, there from...
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Dawson. Yeah, 2 minutes, yeah. Dawson in on Kane there. Great tackle. Strong, but completely fair. Won the ball, but let Kane know he was there at the same time. West Ham keeping possession well at the moment, but not getting forward very far. And Rice looking to find a nice ball in from Rice, but not quite the right angle for I think it was Bowen trying to get in on it. Anyway, yeah, so we've got 1 minute 15 seconds or so to go. Not much happening at the moment. I think everyone's looking their half-time break. Lewis has only just launched it forward. Kane gets the better of Dawson there, but Rice gets a foot in. Kane tries to, I'm not sure that was going in, but Areola saved it anyway, and West Ham clear the ball. But little bit lax there and letting Kane get into the box and get. I thought it would have gone wide, more of a cross in than a shot, but Areola elected to dive and push it out with one hand anyway. And so, yeah, we've got half a minute left. It's not content to play it around the back, as they have been for much of the game to a certain degree.
We'll be taking a look at the forums at half time, just to see what the fans think. We're pretty much bang on now as it goes. But
left like with regularly on, but the cross is blocked there by Ashby. Young Ashby there does very well. And that's the interval. That's half time. Half time. Tottenham 2, West Ham 1.
There it is. So time to go and put the kettle on, have a breather, have a little break, and assess what we've seen in the opening 47 minutes at White Hart Lane. Very, very quiet opening start, wasn't it? Nothing really happened until about the 10th minute when Declan Rice had that free kick which sailed high over the bar. Left our skipper looking a little bit embarrassed, to be fair, so far wide of target, was it? Tottenham's first chance came a couple of minutes later. Kane, as we said at the start, shouldn't really be playing tonight. Should have been sent off at the weekend against Liverpool. Tried to shoot a cross goal. Areola standing firm and making sure he got his hands on that one. 6 minutes later, Lanzini corner was dipping under the bar. Looked like it was going straight in, only to be punched clear by a very alert Lloris, who's had a decent first half for Tottenham. And then Niko Vlasic, 60 seconds later, had a shot blocked. And another player's been pretty influential in this first half. A couple of dives from Tottenham followed. Reguilon and another player dives, leaving Masuaku a little bit disappointed. And then the first goal of the game arrived, Rio, in the 29th minute. It was an error from Issa Diop, once again, by the looks of things, and Bergwijn opened the scoring with a close range finish. Rio, what's your assessment of that opening goal? What could we have done to stop it, or is there anything we could have done, really?
It's just poor defensive play, isn't it? Gets caught out of position, lack of concentration, and we pay the price. It's something that Issa's got in his locker, unfortunately. We've seen it time and time again. He has 3 or 4 great games on the bounce, but there's always that little error that's going to creep him and block his copybook and get Pinky going absolutely ballistic. And tonight was one of them ones.
Indeed it was. But West Ham, Noam, didn't look too perturbed at the fact that we went a goal down. Less than 60 seconds later, Thomas Souček's header from a really, really decent deep cross from Niko Vlasic produced yet another decent save from Lloris. Well, actually, it was a fantastic save. It's probably the best save of the first half, diving to his right-hand side and getting a fist to it to punch it over the bar. 60 seconds later, Souček again went close. This time it was a looping header that was dropping over Lloris that he just managed to tilt himself back and tip over the bar. And then possibly the best chance of all of that little spell, Craig Dawson rose highest from a corner, free header in the end, really, and probably should have scored Noam at that point, do we think?
Yeah, definitely. Got underneath it, shouldn't have done. I was about to say, because just after that, things changed. But in those few minutes, we saw Lloris probably the best of and the worst of, because the chance that Dawson had and should have scored, Lloris sort of half came from that and half didn't come for the corner as it came across. Which is pretty much why it got through to Dawson in the first place.
Mm-hmm. You'd put your money on him to put that in the back of the net, though, wouldn't you, really?
Yeah, he should score if it comes off his shoulder, doesn't it? Or something like that. You know. Perhaps he should have gone for it with his top of his shoulder there.
Yes. Yeah, he doesn't like the orthodox goal. But of course, we didn't have to wait long before we did actually put the ball in the back of the net, Noam. And it was Jared Bowen. I mean, it was a good goal on many levels. Vlasic again involved. I think it was actually a shot, wasn't it? That Bowen seemed to stop and to take us through it, Noam, from that point when Bowen picks up the ball.
It was a shot that was never going to trouble the keeper, and it was probably going wide anyway. But Bowen basically stopped the ball, just lost the defender completely with a marvellous turn, swiveled, and then just put the ball past Lloris. It was a fine goal from Bowen. It was a wonderful finish.
There's something enjoyable, especially when it's your team. I think when you see a goalkeeper not even dive because he knows he's been done that badly, you know, and that was the case there, wasn't it? You know, I mean,
okay, Vlasic had the shot, which and the statistic will give him an assist for that. But having said that, Vlasic has had a good game. He's lively. He's getting things going. He's bringing other players into the game. He's winning the ball back. When there's a loose ball. Now, the one thing I'd say is that sort of, in fact, just before Tottenham scored, from the period just before Tottenham scored, ignoring the goal, if you like, but then that period straight after, and that sort of 15, 20 minutes or so, it's almost like we got the goal and then we sort of sat back again. And it was just a case of, why don't we actually play like that sort of for more of the game? Because Tottenham couldn't live with us in that period. I mean, we had literally, apart from the goal we scored, we could have had another 3 one way or another, the headers. And, when we're doing that, it's just showing, like, obviously Souček's first header now, in great save there. I mean, that goal was coming, and just think, well, let's do it again. Let's play like that, because clearly, if we play like that, it's only Lloris keeping them in the game.
Yeah, I think quite possibly you could argue that was West Ham's best 3 minutes of the season. If you're taking a specific period, we really did have them on the rack, didn't we? But anyway, Rio, as Noam said, we'd worked so hard to get ourselves back on level terms, and then just kind of switched off again. That sort of lack of professionalism, maybe. And again, we sort of felt that maybe Alphonse Areola might have been slightly at fault with the goal that put Tottenham back in front. It was Lucas Moura who scores in the end. Lanzini didn't manage to get a tackle in. Maybe Arthur Masuaku could have been a little more, central. Kind of stuck between whether to go with the guy on the overlap or just sit in the box. And in the end, the low cross. I don't even think it's a cross, is it? I mean, well, we're just seeing it again now on the telly. I think it kind of takes a deflection, doesn't it, off of our own player and rolls into Moura's foot, who tucks it in. What do you make of that whole goal anyway?
It's poor defending, really. I think it's Lanzini on the box there, doesn't get the challenge in. Arthur standing watching, not trying to come back and cut the surge off. And as I said, I was expecting the Tottenham player to go down. I was expecting the dive more than anything.
Yeah.
But he's managed to keep his feet for the first time all game. The Tottenham player actually stayed on his feet.
Yeah.
Cut the ball across. Excuse me.
What I would say, just having seen it again there, is that number 3, Regulion, is actually offside and right in front of Areola there.
Okay, well, that's an interesting observation. Nobody's picked up on yet, so we'll keep an eye on that one. But
they've just shown it just about, and he's actually gone in on Areola as well, sort of thing. So, where's VAR then?
Do we have VAR tonight? I'm presuming it's in.
That's a good point. I'm guessing we do. It should have all the facilities are there for it. It's
Yeah. Okay. Well, it certainly hasn't been used, is it? Or applied.
Judging by the first time, I think VAR has been operated by Antonio Conte.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, there was that really bizarre moment, Rio, wasn't there, where it was the Bowen incident, wasn't it, in the 37th minute, just coming onto it, actually, just shortly after the Moura goal. Jared Bowen going back, tracking back, tugged. I'm not sure who it was, the Spurs player whose shirt he grabbed, but we saw Kavanagh, and this is absolutely bizarre. Kavanagh's had an awful lot of criticism in the last few weeks, mostly from Noam, who's sitting next to me. But the point was, I mean, you can understand why the referees are criticised. Clearly, he wasn't going to. He hadn't seen what happened. It was behind him. Now you'd expect the linesman to perhaps flag. I'm not sure it was the linesman who he was paying attention to when he looked over to the sideline and got the signal to call it. Eventually, of course, he stops play, cautions Bowen. But all we see from the cameras is Conte, going crazy on the sidelines and asking for a card.
Yeah. I've given up trying to analyse referees because they've just. English referees they're just not good enough. They don't know the laws of the game.
Yeah.
Or if they do know the laws of the game, they just apply them piecemeal as and when they feel like it. Kavanagh's one who, as we pointed out, can't referee a game even when he's got replays in front of him, as we saw at this ground on Sunday.
Very much so. I mean, just for the record, no.
Sorry.
Just for the record, Ten Hachiko is saying on the live stream that there is no VAR, according to the stream he's watching. So I can't clarify that, but we'll have to assume that's correct.
Yeah.
Rio. I mean, Kavanagh, perplexing altogether that entire decision.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It looked more like Jared Bowen's been impeded rather than the Tottenham player.
Yeah,
definitely a 50-50 kind of exchange of arms and a little bit of tussling.
Yeah.
How it's worthy of a yellow card is beyond belief. And as you said, Kavanagh just sent look at the incident.
Yeah.
Around for who was shouting more on the sidelines and who's wearing a Tottenham training top, and just seemed to follow his direction. There's no rhyme or reason for that decision in any kind of shape or sense.
No, he's not had a good couple of weeks, has he, Chris Kavanagh? And another example
he's not had a good refereeing career. Never mind a couple of weeks.
Harsh, but probably fair.
True.
No, there was one other big incident of note in that first half that kind of happened in between Spurs' second goal and the Bowen booking, and that was that fantastic cross from Manuel Lanzini to the far post that initially we felt Souček had missed the target. But as it transpired, it was a fantastic. You spotted it. It was a fantastic.
It was a
great
defensive clearance because I think, and I have to keep apologising to him because I thought I really should have put that way. But had that defender not got the foot in, Souček certainly wouldn't have done what I thought he did, and we'd have had a second. But still,
I mean, you've got a feel for Souček here tonight, Noam, haven't you? I mean, we spoke about those two fantastic, both goal bound, both those headers were good efforts, both going to hit the back of the net, only denied by a great work from Lloris. And again, you would have had your money on him to convert that. Had the defence not done their job perfectly. So, just frustrating, is it, for Souček? Just kind of almost sums up his entire season, though, those 7 or 8 minutes, 3 brilliant chances. You would have normally expected him to score on all 3 occasions, but just not happening for him at the moment.
You got to feel for him, as I say. I mean, when you get saves that good, sort of preventing it. I've just caught up with the League Cup rules, and they're only introducing VAR from the semi-finals onwards this season. So I've just confirmed that, which I think, had VAR been in operation, it'd still be 1-1 because, let's say, Reguilon's right in front of Areola. And he's definitely offside.
Or at least you'd like to think so. But given the way that VAR is recently, I'm not sure even that's a guarantee. Pinky has been in touch. Pinky's at the stadium watching the game for KUMB tonight live. One word post Rio from Pinky. Have you seen it?
No.
Have a look at our WhatsApp group.
Okay.
I think Noam's already called it, but
I haven't read it.
But we said he might be waiting for that one. It was strangely quiet when Issa had a really decent game the other night and couldn't criticise his man. But there you go. I mean, Pinky, of course, been very critical, Rio, of Diop in recent weeks, and you can imagine he must be slavering at the chops at having watched that in the 29th minute there.
Yeah, I knew he wouldn't be happy. That one word message is just kind of preempted what we believed. But on the forum, one of the posters blamed Manuel Lanzini for both of their goals.
Okay, let's hear it.
Let me just try and find it because I've sort of taken a screenshot. A couple of people mentioned how poor he's been, right? Marcelo Di Giovinazzi. Lanzini has been weak. Players are getting past him with ease. 4 nails on for him would be an improvement. Danny Boyd, DJL. Diop is having a Diop. Diop, Massarak and Lanzini defending down our left-hand side gives me nightmares. Bowen's been excellent. Vlasic has shown glimpses of why that he can beat a man, which is encouraging. Rice has been poor. And it was W6 Hammer. Lanzini at fault for both of their goals. The first one, he gets caught on the ball. The second one, instead of standing up, he tries to pinch the ball and he gets done. He doesn't look at the races, unfortunately, and I want to take him off and get 4 nails on at half time. There's also a little bit of criticism of Declan Rice's performance tonight.
Okay.
Steve Potts' goal reel was possibly unpopular, but he's had a shocker so far by his high standards. Declan Rice. Too many half-hearted challenges and got caught out of positions a few times. In a half, he has had most of the season so far. Still all to play for, and Bowen looks extra sharp. They're doing a good job exploiting our defensive weaknesses on the break. So I reckon we need another couple of goals ourselves. And Ozersport, need to see Declan dominate more. We don't get through this game without Declan having a role in my view. And just a couple of mentions of Declan's not having the greatest game. And I thought he was a little bit lax, and he's on danger of getting carded a couple of times there.
Yeah, he's not looked at his best, but I think it's a bit harsh to say he's been poor tonight. I mean, he just strikes me as sometimes I think he looks a little bit over enthusiastic and just almost as if, it's like he's got the weight of the world upon his shoulders. He knows that he's sometimes got to drag this team through the through the mire and get us to the finishing line. And I think that wears heavily on the shoulders of let's not forget, a young man who's still only 22 years old. But anyway, the second half is underway. We can tell you that, gentlemen. Quickly, just before we get to the action, the scores from the other games tonight at half-time. Brentford and Chelsea 0-0 at the moment. Liverpool 3-1 down at home to Leicester City. So it looks like the Foxes might be meeting Arsenal in the semi-finals. Of course, West Ham could still be there, but we're going to need to score at least one goal tonight. Gnome and I cannot be right with our predictions. Rio's the only one who could still be right as things stand. But let's hope that Rio's wrong as well, because he predicted a defeat. But anyway, we're back underway. As I said, no changes known by the looks of it from what we can see.
No, none for either side as far as I can see. No, okay. At the moment, West Ham in possession, fairly deep in our half. It's try to clear it, but Moura blocks the clearance, so throw into West Ham. Yeah, no changes yet. It's a cup game, so let's just see how it goes. I think.
Can we just have a little reminder of who we got on the bench, though, for those who are joining us a bit late?
You want me to change pages now, don't you, on here?
You've got to move, mate.
Yeah. While I'm waiting for the page to load on this ancient computer that I've got, Yarmolenko's there. Oh, come on. Here we go. Yeah, it's Yarmolenko and Fornals, Noble, Benrahma, Fredericks, Kroll, Randolph, Alessi, and Baptiste. So not an awful lot. I suppose Yarmolenko, Fornals, and Benrahma are your attacking options. As that's a nasty little change. Another, not quite as violent as the one on Robertson, but Souček gets a similar challenge. From
is that not a yellow card? I mean, it's incredibly late. Starts up on the ankle.
Yeah.
Looks pretty clear cut to me.
That was from Skip. Similar challenge to the Harry Kane one. Perhaps not quite as much violence in it, but still, nevertheless, that looks a yellow to me. But clearly, all logic goes out of the window. Anyway, West Ham in Tottenham territory, but Tottenham win the ball, come away with it. Try to play out now. Ashby trying to get goal side. It does actually manage to work his way back and gets goal side, but he's turned out of it to a certain degree. Kane tries to be clever, but only finds Rice, and Rice now brings the ball away. Ball with Vlasic on the right-hand side. Now to Bowen on the right wing. Bowen's looking for some help here, but none's immediately forthcoming, so it goes back, and it's back in West Ham half.
Yeah, it's a bit early to talk about substitutes yet, but we have got options out there. David Moyes.
Diop just played it. Yeah, Diop just played a terrible ball straight into touch.
Pinky's on his phone already. Look.
Yeah. Well, I've sent him a message just to cheer him up and told him Spurs' second was offside. That'll cheer him up.
Yeah. Did you have an opportunity to look at that again? Or is that just from what you saw in that first example?
Yeah, every replay I've seen. In fact, I didn't have the commentary up, but they clearly focused on it, and perhaps were referring to the fact there was no VAR. They did show the point at which the shot is played, and throws it at that point, and he's clearly in an offside position. So.
Right. Meanwhile, back in the game, bit cheeky that Rio from Lloris. Could have been embarrassed by Bowen had he read that one.
Yeah, he's not learnt the lesson from the first goal, has he? Because Tottenham played themselves into trouble for our opener, and I hate the stereotype, but that was typically French, wasn't it?
Shot comes in from distance, and I think it's hit a Tottenham player on the way through, rather than gone out for a corner. Let's just have a look at it again. Again, they were trying to turn in the box, and it's hit the Tottenham player, and it's hit him on the arm as well. So it looked as if it might have flat-footed Areola there and gone in. But I think even if that had gone in, that wouldn't have counted. So foul there, but advantage played, and Vlasic tries to take advantage, but he's held up a bit. Be nice to think that Kavanagh might have another look at that challenge, which was just late and cynical, but I don't suppose he will. He hasn't shown any inclination to do anything about it so far. Ball in midfield with Lanzini, who's looking to spread play over to the left, with Rice now, who finds Masuaku out on the left. Masuaku gets a dangerous-looking cross, and it's only partly dealt with by Tottenham. But they can play it out to the wing and then clear it long. And Masuaku comes back and wins the ball back, and we can go again. So we're just beginning to turn the screw a little. Rice now into Lanzini. Lanzini down to Masuaku. Plays the ball in to Souček, who can't really get it under control and gives the ball away eventually. And Tottenham can bring it away through Moura, which is a good turn there. But Johnson steps in and intercepts nicely, and we can go again. Nice interception there.
Yeah,
Lanzini now and Souček combining. Lanzini just kicked up in the air there, and again, cynical. Now, is the referee trying to find the player? Did the other cynical chat? No, of course he isn't.
When we press these higher, that's what we didn't do.
Yeah. We did for that spell, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
if we didn't do it after their second goal.
Yeah.
But when we press higher, there's errors in their back line. And we're noticeably putting them under a lot more pressure and not letting them set with the back. And we're doing a really good job of it. But after their second goal, we kind of dropped off that and forgot what we was doing.
Masuaku plays the free kick in. It's cleared, though. Back to Johnson, back to Masuaku, back to Johnson, who's now looking to... goes back to Masuaku. We mustn't give the ball away here because we're in trouble if we do, because everyone's still forward. Now, Lanzini plays the ball in, but that's far too deep, and Diop doesn't even bother to go for it. At which case, mate, I'd start to run back if I were you. It just seemed to be sort of like, oh, well, I'm not getting that, and then just turned around and started to walk. He has got back, but if you're not going to go for the ball, then get back to where your job is.
Great start from West Ham, though. It's been a really encouraging opening 6 or 7 minutes. Got to say, Rio, it's probably one of the best starts I've seen us make to a recent second half. For a while, because we haven't been performing well, have we, in the opening minutes?
No, not in the second half. We've been kind of really lacklustre. As I say that, Tottenham just put the ball in the box. Kevin has just given a free kick to us. It must be Christmas.
Good Lord, what for? He probably doesn't even know.
But it is that work rate, that pressure in their back line.
It's handball.
Yeah.
It's a rather blatant handball in the box there as the ball flicks up off... again,
that's Diop. That's superb from Diop. He clearly knew that Moura was coming in behind him and thought, if I flick the ball up, he's going to catch it in this little hole here.
In other words, if I don't make a proper clearance, we'll get a free kick. No, that was poor from Diop, really, wasn't it? We're just lucky that it was a free kick, I think. Now, long ball played, and Bowen brings it down. It's on the deck. And Lanzini now, midfield, into Souček. Plays the ball out down the line. Now, can Ashby get on the end of this? No. It's dealt with and played. Well, Tottenham player can't control it, and we've got the ball back. Throwing taken quickly. Nicely played into the box, but there's nobody there to receive it, and Tottenham can clear. And Dawson plays it all the way back to Areola.
Good stuff. Good stuff from West Ham, though. As Rio was saying, the intensity is high and making them make mistakes, which is the difference, I think, so far in the season.
Yeah.
David O'Rourke, Rio, asks, has Arthur played a single good cross today?
I think he played the best that you can do by Christopher Cross before the game, which is the only decent cross he's put in all night.
Brackets Arthur's theme, I think you'll find it.
Yep.
It's called.
Quality song. Arthur loves it. But yeah, on the pitch, he hasn't done a thing crossing wise.
No, there you go, David. Rio in complete agreement with you so far. 55 minutes gone. Still Tottenham Hotspur 2. West Ham United 1. The Hammers, as things stand, heading out of the Carabao Cup. But there's a long, long way to go yet, Gnome. And West Ham not quite in the ascendancy, but certainly maintaining equilibrium as things stand.
Yeah, 65% possession in the second half. Sorry, lovely
Yeah.
turn from Rice there as we keep possession. Now Arthur's on the ball, plays the ball into Rice. Rice is again looking for something, but
that was the cross.
That was a good cross from Arthur, and Bowen looking. Bowen gives Arthur a thumbs up signal. It's best cross he put in anyway. Just goes in, and
there's actually two, isn't there? I mean, to be fair, there was one a few moments ago where he put it right along that corridor on the edge of the 6-yard box, a low one. But I mean, clearly that's the most effective one we've seen so far.
Yeah.
The thing I've noticed
anyway. I thought the referee might have bottled it there, but it did come off the Spurs defender. So Lanzini on the corner.
Right. Let's stick with that then.
Sticks a hand up in the air. Not a great corner. Doesn't get anywhere near beating the first man. Headed out for a throw in. We've got to get better at these, though. I mean, it's all very well playing the ones into the near post if you've got someone there to flick it on, but you've got to beat that first man if it's a Tottenham player. Very disappointed with that. Anyway, Masuaku's going to take throw eventually. Sorts the ball with Bowen. Nicely played now. Rice has got a bit of space. Plays it to Johnson. Johnson plays it out to the right wing where Ashby's in. Tries to play a first-time ball into Souček. Doesn't work, but we get the ball back. And got Johnson on ball now. Retains possession. Back on the halfway line. And Diop now looking to play it forward. Out wide to Lanzini. Lanzini got nowhere to go, so he plays it back to Diop. And this will probably end up back with... Well, it doesn't. It might go to Areola, but it's square to Dawson. And Johnson looking... It's now back with Areola. Johnson with nowhere to go. And... So we try to build again. Lanzini now. Ball inside to Rice. 1-2 with Rice. Played into Arthur. Holds the ball up well. Now then, Bowen. Bowen, you should have scored there. Bowen was played in and basically couldn't quite get on the end of it, really, I think. Just a little lob over the keeper and would have been 2-2. Bowen in the box now, plays the ball back. Just overrun it a little bit. Superb work from Souček to win the ball back. Souček on the edge of the box tries to play in Ashby, but Ashby's not going to get the ball. And Højbjerg's very brave. Højbjerg's picking on the 12-year-old who Ashby threw himself down. No more than any. I mean, there was at least some sort of contact. In fact, he was barged off it a little bit, but as Reguilon and Højbjerg were having a go at Ashby. That's very brave. It's a great ball to Bowen that time. Brings the ball down well, takes it inside, but Lloris comes out and just manages to get something on it. And it's a chance. I think Bowen would have done a bit better there.
Yeah, it's a great ball over the top, Rio, from Lanzini. And, you think he needed to pull the trigger, didn't he, first time?
Yeah, it's definitely a first-time effort. Had to go away then. It's a shame, because been on top in the opening period, this second half. We've got to make it count. These chances ain't going to come too often at the moment. We have to kind of be really assertive and make everything matter. The only thing I've really picked up, apart from what we've discussed so far, is Oliver Skipp. He's clearly broke into our list of the top 5 punchable players in the Premiership because what a horrible little face he's got.
Any particular reason for that?
He looks like a hybrid of the shrunken head in Beetlejuice, crossed with Jimmy Somerville, crossed with a little bit of Albert Steptoe. Someone's been mucking about in a science lab somewhere in deepest darkest Norwich when he was on loan last year. You've created a little monster there.
Tottenham are making a change.
Bergwijn. We see you.
Yeah. Bergwijn is coming off, and they're putting Son on, which isn't easy to say. They're introducing Son. So the first change of the day for either side. Clearly, Tottenham a bit worried.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised to see Son come on when they're leading 2-1 with an hour gone, but Perhaps no, Conte's not
And
happy with
Mura's
what he's
coming
seen.
off as
We're
well.
quite happy with what we've seen.
Yeah,
Mura
Mura's
as well.
coming off as well, and Harry Winks has come on.
Okay. So two players who starred against Liverpool in the weekend back in the team tonight, it seems.
Yeah.
To be fair, we've been on the ascendancy. You had to kind of make a change because we've been on top in the second half. We've done all the asking the questions. He's got to change the dynamics a little bit. So, yeah, fair play to him. That's why he's paid about 15
Rio,
quid a week to manage this shambles.
Rio, you have a convert to your Ollie Skip theory from David O'Rourke on the forum. David just saying that Rio is correct. I presume he means he was referring to your Skip mini rant there, I suppose. Hobo, no, fair. Hobo as well. Rio, expert analysis there, smiley face. So there you go. It seems like plenty of agreement from the forumites. Thank you, gentlemen, for your contribution. 61 minutes gone. No, Tottenham 2, West Ham United 1.
Absolutely begging.
Yeah, Tottenham got in on the right-hand side there, and they're moaning that they should have had a corner. Like, look, let's have a look.
I think they wanted a penalty, didn't they?
It's come off his gut. It's come off if they're asking for a penalty, then it's got to at least touch some part of his hand or arm or something, rather than his belly, which is what actually happened.
No, I think it depends which angle you look at it, because the second angle.
Yeah, but the second angle, it's fall short, and you don't see where the ball is in relation to the arm. The other one, it's just in there. His arm's there. From the other angle, because his arm's there, it's it looks as it might have done. Play Vlasic.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, that's superb play from Vlasic. Played the ball back to goal. He turned and basically bought the foul there. Very, very good play from Vlasic. I think Vlasic had a good game tonight.
Agreed. Spot on so far. Best game for West Ham so far, Rio? Obviously, I've only played an hour. Yeah,
by far his best performance, his most consistent performance this first half. This game so far. He had a little couple of flashes in where was it? I think it was Vienna, wasn't it? When he created a goal for Yarmolenko. But this is his most consistent game for us so far. Show some excellent touches and begin to justify why we paid that rather large fee for him. If he can carry on in this vein, it'd be a marvellous acquisition in the long term.
Can I just point out that Diop's just
getting a cross in there that Arthur's headed clear. Where we've got to be careful is, although we're grabbing a lot of the ball, we do need to be careful that we don't get caught on the break high up, and that will stem from the fact that the ball was paying to Bowen, who didn't hold on to it, and they came, of course, 3 or 4 passes later. We're all trying to run back. There's a chance they got a cross in, but thankfully Arthur got back to head clear. So just need to be a little bit careful, a little bit more careful with the ball all over the pitch a little bit, really. So, and as Song throws himself to the floor, it's another free kick. Yeah, Johnson's supposed to have been a foul. Song backed into him, then thrown himself to the floor. It's pathetic to watch, really. But he's backed into him, and then as soon as there's contact, throws it. That's dreadful.
But the thing is, yes, that is dreadful. It's cheating again. But once again, Chris Kavanagh's no more than 5 yards away. How is he? How is he? Why is he giving these decisions?
Because he still doesn't know what he's doing. We know he doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing if he sees it 4 or 5 times. So what chance has he got when he's doing it live? Yeah. Now, I thought that might be a chance for Vlasic to turn and get the ball away, but he doesn't quite turn this time. And Tottenham now having a little bit of spell of pressure. Sort of trying to look on the right hand side, but again it goes back. They're biding their time a little bit with it, and it's way back inside Tottenham territory.
Gentlemen, 5 minutes since we saw that double change from Tottenham. I've got to say, we've barely put a foot on the ball since. Whatever Conte did there, Rio, looks like it's had the desired effect.
Yeah, absolutely. He had to change it because we was well on top. We was asking all the questions, posing lots of issues towards them. They need to alter the dynamics, and bringing Son on gives another focal point for us, our defenders, to worry about the movement he provides up front, because Moore and Bergwijn didn't do. I know they've both like been responsible for our demise, but they don't offer a lot off the ball for me. They don't do enough off the ball. Son keeps you occupied for non-stop. Just a little comment on the forum by Prob. This is such typical Conte football, allowing us to have all the ball and for them to sit back and defend it. Can we exploit that?
I guess he's referring to the first 15 minutes of the half rather than the last few. But yeah, it's been pretty dreadful stuff. I mean, I don't think Spurs have created a chance, have they, in this half? But then again, saying that, I'm not sure we have a part. Well, we had the one, didn't we? The Bowen header in the 56th minute. And of course, the chance we could have lobbed the keeper. A couple of chances actually for West Ham, but it's all going to be quiet now in the last few minutes. We need to make a change maybe now and mix it up a little bit.
Something needs freshening up. Arthur's just given the ball away again, and it's this is when we've got the ball and we retain it and we bring the game to them. We've got the beating of them, but you've got to keep the ball better than that because they can just play out the rest of the game, sort of playing it amongst themselves because they're 2-1 up. Anyway, Spurs now sort of looking at a break into the box on the left-hand side. The cross comes across, but Dawson does very well to stop Skip getting anything on it. Now, Blatchett's got kicked twice there, and he's given nothing. We'll get a throw-in out of that. It's not just all those major decisions they make. It's their general handling, their general decision-making. Talking about freshening things up, Vlasic is coming off. He's had a good game. And Benrahma's on for Vlasic, and Fornals is coming on for Lanzini. So there we are, freshen things up.
Pretty much a like for like, Rio, in some ways. Not really going to make a lot of difference unless maybe they're going to be playing slightly different roles to Lanzini and Vlasic.
I think the Benrahma for Vlasic one, I think a little bit harsh on Vlasic. I thought, as we've been discussing, he's done very well.
Yeah.
Obviously, fresher legs, probably fresher minds, something a little bit of a different dynamic for the Tottenham defenders to cope with. Fornals offers a little bit more mobility than Lanzini for me. A lot more work rate, a lot more energy. So hopefully this will alter our kind of work rate and dynamism in the middle, give them something to kind of think about. You've got to say, I mean, we're playing with a makeshift fifth, back four, back five tonight.
Yeah.
And Tottenham were so worried they've had to throw on their resort to their first choice strikers of Son and Kane, who terrorised the Premier League for a good 2 or 3 years. So we're obviously doing something right.
Let's just hope we can get that second goal and complete the job. But anyway, each manager, Noma's rolled the dice now. 2 changes for Tottenham. We saw Son and Winks come on for Bergwijn and Maura, and for West Ham, it's Fornals and Benrahma on for Lanzini and Vlasic. Just over 20 minutes left to go.
Yeah, sorry, Benrahma plays the ball in. Now, Fornals plays the ball out wide to Ashby, gets the ball in. It's partly cut out, but ball comes through to Benrahma, who swivels on it and gets the shot in, but unfortunately he's underneath it. But good little bit of play there. And since the substitutions, I mean, I know it's a minute or so ago, but we've had a fair bit of the ball. Good turn by Benrahma, but the shot was, it just got well under it. It was bouncing sort of anyway, and he got under it and sort of screwed it wide as well. So, but promising that.
Yeah, very, very promising. Unfortunately, Rio, it was a bit of a typical Benrahma finish. I mean, when you compare that to Bowen's in a similar sort of situation, okay, Benrahma had 3 or 4 players around him at the time. Bowen had a little bit more space, but, you saw the difference in composure there between the two anyway. Yeah,
and he gets in the wrong body position for me far too often, Benrahma. Unless the ball's complete on the deck, and he's facing goal. Like he doesn't. Sorry. He doesn't get.
Kane goes down. Kane wins free kick, not free kick, not foul. It's it's pitiful. It really is. Dawson took the ball there, but because Kane yelped, because Kane yelped, it's free kick.
We're in the final 20 minutes. West Ham trailing by 2-1. Not desperate yet by any means, but getting a little bit more urgent for the Hammers out there. Not an awful lot of time left to go if we are to continue our journey in the Carabao Cup this year. I've already knocked out Manchester United. I've already knocked out Manchester City, trying to make it 3 Premier League teams out of 3 tonight, but trading at the moment 2-1. All the goals coming in the first half so far. Though West Ham, known very much the better team so far in the second half. Just need that little bit of quality in the final third.
Nice ball from Fornals, nice ball from Rice. Souček plays Ashby in on the right-hand side. Pulls the ball back. Johnson plays the cross in, and it nearly goes through to Ben Rama. Not quite. West Ham, though, keeping the ball in and around the box there. Masuak tries to get a cross in, but it's blocked. So throwing to West Ham. But as the Liverpool game suddenly becomes more important than ours for some reason, it isn't. So West Ham still with the ball, though. It's not a great touch from Souček, but he managed to keep hold of the ball. Johnson plays it back to Areola, which has come way out of his box. Quite sure what Diop's trying to do there, but the ball gets through to Rice, who can tidy up by giving it to Areola. And Rice will get the ball back from Areola, and we can bring the ball forward again.
Just looking at that moment, I mean, what is this Diop doing there?
No idea. Why
is he staying out on the ball's back with the goalkeeper? Surely he's got to be bursting a lung to get back and sit alongside Craig Dawson rather than just hang out on the left wing. I'm not quite sure what he's up to there. Strange defending from a centre half.
Johnson played what would have been an interesting ball. Had Ashby be able to get on the end of it. Tried to play inside the full back, but wasn't really good enough for ball. But it was an interesting one. Now Masuaka on the left-hand side pulls the ball back into Rice. Rice square into Ben Rama. Ben Rama plays the ball into the box. Souček plays it outside. Now the offside flag works. Where were you in the first half, matey? Let's have a look at it again. It's a good turn by Ben Rama, but Souček is offside. But so was Reguilon.
I'm going to give Ben Rama credit there, because in situations like that in the past, we've seen so many times just pull the trigger and stick the ball aimlessly over the barrio. But credit to him there. He thought about it. But all right, didn't come to nothing, but better from Said.
Much better. Like you said, we've seen him let fly wastefully so many times. A little bit of fault, a little bit of composure.
Diop gives the ball away. Tottenham are in here, but Arthur played. Well played, son. Diop's given the ball away very, very poorly there. Son was through, but Arthur managed to get through and shield the ball back to Areola. Good defensive play from Arthur there once. Credit where it's due. Now, Rice plays the ball to the right-hand side. Bowen on the ball. West Ham turning the screw. We've got a lot of possession here. It's just a matter of making it count. Rice cuts inside, plays a lovely ball to Bowen, who's got space to run into. Plays the ball into the box. It's half blocked. It's a bit of head tennis going on in there, but it's finally hacked clear by Tottenham, who are living a little bit dangerously at the moment.
I mean, I wouldn't say they're panicking, Rio, but there seem to be nerves out there.
Certainly, let's hack it clear type sort of defence, isn't it? Yeah.
I'd like to make one change if I could, though. I'd throw on Ryan Fredericks, Harrison Ashby at the moment. I think he's tasting that right-hand side, where we get a little bit of opportunity to carve out that Tottenham's left. Fredericks bombing down that right. I know he's probably not fully fit. He's got 15 minutes to make a name for himself. Use his place to cause some havoc. I think he could do it.
Ashby is on the ball now. Plays the ball into just a little bit too much on it, but I think Souček might have got on the end of that. So
I think it's a good shout from Rio. No, don't you? I mean, Ashby's effectively playing like a right midfielder, like a traditional winger in some senses at the moment. Not really defending a lot at all in this half. So, Fredericks, who bundles of pace. And as you know, as we're saying, it not particularly fit, but as Rio pointed out, there's only 15 minutes to go. Possibly, there is no extra time, of course, is there? It's
straight to pens,
90 minutes and penalties. So yeah, so why not? Dele Alli's about to come on anyway for Tottenham by the looks of things.
He's got that hair for a bet, I presume. Rice, anyway, bringing the ball forward. Long raking ball out to the right-hand side. Now, Ashby did well to take it past the first player, but second covering player was able to win the ball back, and Tottenham will try and bring it away now. Brilliant.
If he's meant Rice, that, if Ashby's meant that, that's outstanding.
Yeah.
Not sure he did.
Sorry, great play from Rice. Set up Benrahma for a shot. It's blocked. We still got the ball, but lose it. We get it back. Souček now. Ashby's looking way up across. Again, played along the ground into the box, but Tottenham easily cut it out and can try and clear. Song's on the ball. Doesn't control it very well, but Johnson gets back well and it goes out for a Tottenham throw.
Just under 14 minutes left to go. Still Tottenham 2, West Ham United 1. No goals in the second half here, but West Ham beginning to turn the screw. We said, Rio, didn't we, that the Ali's just about to come on, as we said. Who's he replacing? But I mean, we were saying Rio. It's Rio's friend
coming off to get his face punched. So
Rio's punching the telly and all sorts. Rio, we were saying the changes work for Tottenham, but credit to David Moyes, they seem to have worked well for West Ham as well, bringing on Fornells and Benrahma.
Yeah, it's the obvious changes for us, though, isn't it? I mean, we've seen Pablo and Soe come on at half-time, during the second half-time, numerous occasions, and they always had that little bit of extra. We know Soe can be a little bit flaky in his final ball and his delivery, but he offers a lot of problems for the offenders. He occupies them. Pablo exploits the space. He does a lot of work. It's the natural kind of substitutions, but it works. And again, tonight, it's done exactly the same thing. It's causing problems for Tottenham.
Yeah, very much so. Game on still. It's going to be an exciting last 15 minutes or so, I imagine, in this one, as long as West Ham don't concede again, of course. But options on the bench for David Moyes if he needs them. Rio thinks Ryan Fredericks is the man. Let us know if you fancy someone else to come on and change things around in the live chat on YouTube. But anyway, just over 12 minutes left to go as we return to Noam, who takes us back up with the live action.
Well, we're about to make another change. Yarmolenko's got his playing kit on. So I'm not sure.
Even Nolan's laughing at that one.
Yeah. Now, Masuaku does well, retains the ball, goes down the left wing. He's still going down towards the thing. Two Tottenham players come along. One of them gets the ball, the other one doesn't. But Song goes straight to the floor. And Kavanagh hasn't fallen for it, so perhaps he didn't yelp enough. That's the first time for everything, I suppose. Cross comes in from the right-hand side from Fornells. It's headed out to Masuaku. Left-hand side of the box. Gets the cross in, but it's blocked, and that's going up for another throw-in. I thought it might go for a corner, but not quite. It's just the wrong side of the flag.
Pressure's rising.
Yeah, pressure is putting on the pressure. Nice turn from Rice. Masuaku on the ball. Plays it inside to Benrahma. Turns, shoots, right effort, but not enough on it really. So Lloris goes down, grabs the ball, and stays down because he wants to run down the clock. Obviously, it's a nice turn from Benrahma, and wouldn't blame him for a shot there. But
I don't know.
You'd want a better one.
Yeah, it's again, it's poor. All right, the idea might be better, but the execution in that example was poor. But I mean, we're saying Rio, it's game's been played predominantly in Tottenham's half now. Alphonse Areola has really seen the ball in the last 15 minutes or so.
Yeah,
it's Ashby is coming off. So you want pace down that right hand side. You want you've got Yarmolenko who will go down there and presumably just keep cutting in.
It's going to be a flat back four, isn't it?
Flat
back four. Johnson slots into the right back position. Now, I can understand why he's doing it. Another extra body in their area to cause a little bit of problems. And you never know. We haven't seen a bit of Yarmolenko magic this year. Could this be the time?
We'd certainly take it now, wouldn't we? Of course, let's not forget it was here this time or last year where we saw Lanzini explode onto the season with that incredible late equaliser. We could certainly do with another one now.
On the ball. Edge of the box, plays it out to Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko plays little ball into Benrahma. Oh!
Cool, that's
Worked
better.
far away. Some good play from West Ham, really good approach work. Yarmolenko plays the ball into Benrahma, takes one touch, flicks out and hits it sort of kind of on the volley. And it ain't that far wide. Maybe it went wider, but good effort. So let's just keep plugging. It'll come. We've got 10 minutes left.
Yeah,
maybe a bit more.
Effort.
Maybe a bit more if referee decides to acknowledge the time wasting that's going on. So now we charge the ball down, and Fornals is on the ball, left hand side of the box, looking for help. Tries to play it across, but it's blocked by Tottenham. Masuaku wins it though. Back to Fornals. Again, he's looking for a bit of help close to hand. Plays it out wide now to Benrahma. Gets the cross in, but it's far too deep. Headed out, but Yarmolenko can keep it alive. Yarmolenko's ball into the box is poor though, and it's hacked clear. Now, a little bit careful here, but Dawson watches the ball well and plays it back to Areola. Kane's the only one up for Tottenham at that point, but you didn't want to miss that kick and let him in. So away we go again. Rice on the ball, brings it towards the centre, crosses the line now and finds Masuaku left-hand side. Nice ball into Rice, who plays it out to Benrahma. Benrahma now plays the ball down the line. Can Rice get the ball in? And it's played out, I think, for a corner, is it? Did Rice keep it in? He's got that sort of smile on his face that suggests he might not have, but let's have a look. But 9.5 minutes left, and it was a throw into West Ham. Benrahma plays it, tries to play it back to Masuaku, but it's poor ball. And Tottenham now are going to make another couple of changes. My particular bugbear, especially when you're trying to waste time, Tottenham players not ready with their kit on. But Tottenham are sort of taking an age over this throw on, as you can imagine. So it's just headed back out and throw in again to Tottenham. Gained about 5-10 yards, something like that. Now Tottenham, I think Tottenham making the changes now, or so that's Reguilon is coming off, and 12 is Junior, and Doherty's coming off, and Tangana. Tangana. Emerson, Junior, Emerson Royal, to give his football name. And of course, Tottenham taking their time about all this. And so that be interested to see how much he does add on, because they have been taking their time over things.
83 minutes gone now. Yep. We're rapidly approaching the final whistle. West Ham is, it's getting a little bit more desperate now, but the match being played entirely in Tottenham's half for the last 15 or 20 minutes. West Ham certainly doing all they can with the personnel available. Any more changes, Rio, for you, or is this as much as David Moyes can do?
I think at the moment it's as much as he can do, and we've had all the possession. We're asking all the questions that concern.
Well played, Rice. Did marvellously well to twist and turn and get to the byline. Try to get the cross in, but it's blocked. But corner to West Ham. Very well played by Rice there. Last ditch blocking there from Tottenham.
Come on, this is the set piece. Come on, boys.
This is the one.
This is Soufal territory on the old comeback game.
Yeah. Anyway, Fornals takes the corner. In swinger. It's bounced around. Benrahma gets the shot in from the edge of the box. It's blocked, but he plays it out to Yarmolenko. Yarmolenko's in the box.
Wrong foot.
Yeah, just tries to get it cut in on that foot, but doesn't get it. And Tottenham will try and hack it clear, but it's not great clearance. And West Ham come away with the ball again. Only Benrahma doesn't quite get on the end of that. Played very deep. Johnson does very well to play it first time back to Rice.
What a great
turning the screw a bit now. Rice actually overruns it a little bit there, but he's done work, retained possession. Plays it inside. Ball played down the line, but there's nobody down there. But Fornals is going to try and make an honest ball of that. And does, but it goes out for, I think, a Tottenham goal kick, maybe. So I do hate the way they keep going to other games. Just, you know, they're not as important as this one, so go away. Brentford, Chelsea is not important.
No, but for the record, Chelsea 2 goals in about a minute there, so it looks like that one's in the bag for the West Londoners. Leicester still 3-2 up at Liverpool. Arsenal, of course, through, and West Ham tantalisingly close to taking this one to penalties, where no one is convinced we're going to win this tie tonight, but we're going to need an equaliser in the next 5 minutes or so if we're going to get there.
Yeah. Now, ball nodded on. It's not quite falling for us at the moment, but Tottenham are really not holding on to it very well, which obviously we're not complaining about. And we can go again. Ball with it, Masuaku inside from the left-hand touchline. Rice plays not a great ball for Benrahma, but well, a bit of pressure there, and West Ham win a throw in. Again, didn't do particularly well keeping the ball, but now Benrahma down by the corner flag, wins the throw in. Arthur's on the ball, looking for the throw. Takes it short to Rice. Rice, last 10 minutes, West Ham 89% possession, which will tell you everything you need to know. Still building on the pressure. It's halfway inside Tottenham half. Ball out the right-hand side to Yarmolenko, who plays it back inside to Dawson. Dawson to Diop. Rice on the ball. He's blocked, and Diop plays it all the way back to Areola. Tottenham decided to come out a little bit there, and I guess he's being safe. Areola clears long. We've still got the ball. I mean, that was a foul, but we still got the ball, so play on. The referee wasn't going to give it in a million years.
Nice ball.
Right, well, there's Johnson. Yarmolenko comes inside, back to Johnson.
Time running out, gentlemen. Rio, have we got the quality to make this count? I mean, for all the possession we've had in this second half, not really tested Lloris too much, have we?
No, not really. We're lacking that killer pass, that one killer ball in behind them for someone to run onto. Just even pull it back across the area. Yeah. There's still time. It's not over, but this does show we need another striker, doesn't it? Someone who can come on, be predatory in that box, just occupy a defender or two for a prolonged period, create space for the others to exploit. Because with our attacking midfielders, a big, strong attacker dragging 2 defenders away would create the space for like Fornells and Benrahma to have a clear-cut chance rather than a little bit of half chances from outside the area.
Tottenham are defending a bit further forward now. Now, Benrahma gets rugby tackled to the ground and tries to take a quick free kick. He's blocked.
Come on, referee.
Which is a yellow card, usually, but not this time. The Wolves lad must be feeling a bit hard done by there. Anyhow, West Ham still with loads of possession. We got just under 2 minutes plus stoppage left. Benrahma, Masuaku just runs into traffic, and but then kind of wins the ball back, and throws given Tottenham's way. They'll take their time about taking it, you know.
It's taking too long now.
90 seconds or so left, gentlemen. 90 seconds, less than 90 seconds.
And now, of course, all the tactics are happening. Højbjerg's gone down. And again, he's sort of like moaning at Benrahma. Notice how he's picking on the short guys. Go and have a word with Dawson. That's what I'd say. So
we're sort of entering that territory, aren't we, where it's one more chance or bust. Rio, if you had to pick someone in that West Ham team who's out there right now, who'd you like to see that chance fall to?
For me, it'd be either Bowen or Souček.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Bowen, as we see in the first half, when he gets a chance, he does make it count or gets it on target. I just think Souček, given the opportunity, and given his ill luck in the first half, he'd absolutely bury something at the moment.
Yes.
Now,
well,
Benrahma in good position. What's he given there? He can't give an offside, surely. I don't know what's been given there because I'm not entirely sure the officials don't. I mean, Moyes is looking very frustrated at whatever that was for. Of course, they leave the free kick to Lloris, who then has to come all the way out of his box to take the damn thing. 3 minutes of stoppage time, which is laughable, given all the substitutions and the fact that he's just waved at Tottenham and had a word about time wasting. 3 is just laughable. Tottenham, Lloris plays the ball long and it's down, gone out for a West Ham throw down by the corner flag. Come on, guys. 3 minutes of stoppage. We know what happens.
We need another Lanzini. Unfortunately, we can't have another Lanzini because he's not on the pitch right now. But someone to do the same thing, and I expect there would be similar scenes were we to do so. But we are very much in the last chance saloon now. Can we get that one last chance, and can we take it? Yarmolenko, your time to step up and be a hero, maybe. Said Benrahma hasn't been that good in front of goal this season, but anybody. I'd even take Issa Diop getting up there for a header now. That'd be great.
Yeah. So West Ham now pushing forward out of defence. Left-hand side, ball with Arthur. Plays the ball into Benrahma. Turns. That overruns the ball again. It's gone out for another Tottenham throw. And watch them take 20 minutes to take it, refs get beyond a joke now.
Yeah. The home fans beginning to sing probably for the first time tonight, but they sense this one's in the bag. But is it still in the Tottenham half of the ball as West Ham look to somehow take this to penalties?
Clear and look. Johnson plays the ball down, bit of a Hail Mary ball there, which doesn't really get anywhere, and Tottenham come away with it. But Johnson picks the ball up, loose ball from Spurs, into Rice. Rice now back to Dawson. Dawson plays it back to Rice. Rice turns. He's looking forward now. He's going on a run. Plays the ball down to Arthur Matuaku. Back to Rice. Good ball from Arthur there. Rice gets down the wing, does his man, plays a lovely ball into Benrahma. Square ball to the edge of the box. Fornals. Yarmolenko.
Come on, Yarmo.
Juggling the ball. Gets the shot in. It's a corner. It looked to be just. It's just hit the top of the bar, I think. With Lloris scrambling back. Let's have a look. He cut in there, and it's. That could have gone. If that had been going just under, I don't think Lloris would have got that. So, corner to West Ham. This will be the last knockings.
First man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Now. Ariola's up there, and Ariola gets the header in, but Lloris basically comes out. That'll be it. That'll be it. Well, the 93's up. Lloris is now sitting on the ball, of course. The referee doesn't even enforce the 6 seconds. We've lost that 2-1. At the end of the day, an offside goal, the difference between the two sides.
That's it. Full time. The whistle has blown at White Hart Lane. The final score in this Carabao Cup quarter-final, big London derby. Tottenham Hotspur 2, West Ham United 1. The Hammers undone by 2 first-half goals from our hosts. The opening goal coming in the 29th minute from Bergwijn. Diop possibly at fault for the opening, but West Ham stuck at it. Didn't get too despondent and were level within 3 minutes. Thomas Suchek had a couple of headers that were brilliantly saved by Lloris. Dawson, another effort from a corner before. Jarrod Bowen did absolutely fantastically inside the box, swiveled on a sixpence and put the ball low to the right of a prone Lloris to make it 1-1. But West Ham were level for just 2 more minutes, really sort of lacking in concentration a little bit perhaps. And it was Mora who turned and shot from inside the 6-yard box to put Spurs back ahead. There was still nearly an hour of the game to go, another 59 minutes as it transpired for West Ham to get an equaliser. And it can't be said that West Ham didn't make the most of, or at least try their hardest in the second half. There was, of course, that point 7 or 8 minutes before the end of full time when the statistics said that West Ham had 89% of possession for the preceding 10 minutes or so. Such was their dominance in terms of possession. But we just couldn't make it count. Missing that killer instinct, missing that striker that could have made all the difference. And in the end, it's cost us a place in the last 4 of the Carabao Cup. Defeated Manchester United, defeated long-time holders Manchester City, but couldn't quite beat Tottenham tonight. And we're out of the Cup Gnome. How do you assess what you've seen over the last 90 minutes?
Disappointed with the result, but a much, much better performance than we've had of late, which, considering the makeshift nature of the thing, the fact that we, Tottenham barely got the ball out of their half in the second half. Much improved performance. Again, say the difference between two sides of goal that when you see it again, it's offside. There's no question about it. And a game that with VAR, well, our 1-1 predictions would have been right, wouldn't they? Yeah. But, it should have been right. I mean, let's face it, VAR, they'll look at things and ignore it. So I'm just cheesed off at the fact that every game now just seems to be decided not by, the relative performance of the teams. It's whether or not the officials could be bothered to do their jobs. And, clearly they can't. There you go.
Okay, good stuff. Rio, Tottenham 2, West Ham United 1. West Ham pretty much dominant in the second half in terms of possession, but of course it doesn't count for anything at the end of the day. We're out of the Carabao Cup at the hands of one of our big London neighbours. So it's always tough to go out of any cup at this competition, but especially disappointing, against, let's say, one of our closest rivals geographically. Did West Ham do enough tonight? Did we do everything we can? Is it just a question of the size of the squad cost us tonight? What do you put that defeat down to?
I think really what cost us was having a makeshift backline in the first half.
Yeah,
who committed 2 cardinal sins of incredibly sloppy defending, which against a team of that calibre, as much as I hate to say it, they're a reasonably good side. Against a team of that calibre, you can't afford to make those kind of sloppy errors. And that cost us. And the second goal especially, we just pulled ourselves back into the game. We was on the ascendancy, on the up.
Yeah. And
their second simply knocked the wind out of us for like the closing 13, 40 minutes of that first half. And we didn't really like responding in that period. We come out in the second half with a lot better attitude, a lot better mindset. But despite the fact we've had 89% possession, as I mentioned, we was lacking that extra person up front with a touch of quality, that person who can open up a defence. It's hard to break down a team that's playing virtually 10 men behind the ball. But we had the opportunities, we had the possession. We're just lacking that killer instinct and those 2 key players, someone to unlock the door and someone to actually bury the ball.
Let's have a quick look at the final match stats, gentlemen, before we continue. Possession, 43% Tottenham, 57% West Ham. Shots, Tottenham 10, 4 of which were on target. West Ham, 15 shots, 5 of which were on target. Corners, 1 for Tottenham, 8 for West Ham United. So statistically, when you look at those basic match facts, West Ham were in control overall. But of course, as we always say on this stream, the only stat that really counts is the one in the goal scored column, and Tottenham go through to the semi-finals as a result. No, I want to come back to you about that offside decision. Now, no one's really spotted it on the stream, but you felt that it was a clear offside. Now, kind of ironic, I guess, that we've been bemoaning the way we've been treated by VAR in recent weeks, and yet had VAR been there tonight, we might be getting prepared for a penalty shootout right now.
Yeah, I mean, the offsides are the one thing that VAR really can't get wrong, and they certainly would have looked at that. And as I say, it was number 3, Reguilon, I think it was clearly in an offside position and right in front of Areola. The ball went under Areola. I mean, partly due to the fact that there was an inadvertent deflection off the sole of Johnson's foot there. So, but
yeah,
it's annoying. VAR's available. It's available. Even at Sunderland, there'd be enough in there to put VAR in. It's not like AFC Wimbledon's old ground at Kingstonian, and it's a place that's set up. So Why VAR wasn't in there? Well, yeah, make your own rules up. But it's very disappointing, and as I say, I don't know what they were saying, but they clearly picked up on it on the Sky commentary because they showed the frozen point at which Regulian was there, and you can clearly see there's you know, a good 3/4 of his body is offside. You know, there's only a little bit of him in any way, shape, or form level. So yeah, it's disappointing to go out like that. Rio, as ever, hit the nail on the head. We haven't got enough up top to really sort of to have made all that possession count. And disagree with Rio to a certain degree there when he said Tottenham this. I thought it was very ordinary, very, very ordinary indeed. And
okay,
you know, how many times I think Ariola's maybe his first touch of the second half was in the Tottenham penalty area at the end there. But yeah, it's probably a slight exaggeration, but only just.
I think it's a fair point. I mean, he barely had anything to do. He certainly didn't have a save to make, did he, in the second half? But not too many in the first half either. Unfortunately, Rio, his opposite number, Hugo Lloris, who we've kind of pilloried at times on the stream, had a bit of a decent game tonight. And I guess you could argue if it wasn't for one or two fantastic saves he made, especially in the first half, that we might be celebrating victory here tonight.
Most definitely. As we said, that we saw the typical Hugo Lloris performance in a way. At times, world class, particularly that save from Thomas Souček. Other times, he's flapping around like Rod Hull's withered hand. It's for a World Cup winning captain, World Cup winning goalkeeper. He just beggars belief at times. One moment he pulls off a world class save. The other times he looks like an absolute clown.
Yeah.
Sadly, tonight he pulled off an absolute worldie. But the amount of times when we did put the ball into the box, he never looked comfortable going for them crosses.
Yeah,
the punches could have gone anywhere. I think was it one for Dawson when Dawson just got under it a little bit and put it over the bar.
Yeah,
he made an absolute hash of that as well. But sadly, when he needed to make an absolute stunner, he did, and it's cost us the game in the end.
Yeah, it was a case of going from the sublime to the ridiculous, wasn't it? In the space of about 30 seconds, those two incredible saves from Souček, 30 and 31st minute, and then it was about 30 seconds later from the resulting corner, wasn't it? That he just
just to update you. Yeah. Just to update you, they added 6 minutes of stoppage time at Anfield because Liverpool were losing, and predictably Liverpool got a last-minute equaliser. Game's now going straight to penalties, so
I think they added the 3 minutes owing from our game and transferred it up to Anfield.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, that's always the way. If Liverpool are down, they'll always get an extra minute or two, So, shall we just for fun go through the penalty shootout as it's just about to happen in front of me?
Do we have to?
Tielemans, isn't it, number 8?
Tell us what happens. I'll tell you what. If Leicester win,
1-0 to Leicester anyway.
if
Liverpool carry on talking about the game, and I'll come back to you when there's a penalty being taken. So.
No. 1 win in 7 now for West Ham. That win coming against Chelsea of all teams. Yeah. Is it panic stations yet for David Moyes?
No, but it's a sad and inevitable consequence of what me, you, Rio, Pinky, when he's here, have been saying all season, that we got a paper thin squad.
Yeah.
And if you look, our worst injury spell has coincided with our worst run of non-victories. That's not coincidence. It's it just is. I mean, because I say our squad is paper thin. Even when you've got a fit squad, if you've only got one functioning striker who's out of sorts, then you've got no functioning strikers. Stuff with its hand. I mean, hopefully we can rectify that. There's all sorts of talk about various players, but we need competition and/or support for Antonio. You know, bless him. he's full of effort, but when things aren't going for you, they're not going for you.
No, that's true.
Anyway, Maddison's just put Leicester 2-1 up on penalties. Liverpool yet to take their second, by the way.
Rio, no mentioned Michail Antonio. He wasn't there tonight, of course. Ruled out with COVID earlier in the day. Would he have made a difference tonight?
You know what? He's been so off form in the last few weeks. I think it's about 6-7 weeks now. But he loves playing against them lot, doesn't he? And that's the big thing for me. That's the big thing that would have made a difference tonight.
Yeah.
Despite the fact he's way out of form, he does love a goal against Tottenham.
Yeah.
And the way that they played and that they operated, even a half-fit Antonio, someone big, bulky, who can occupy and bully their defence a little bit, he would have made a difference tonight. Everyone else was wasteful in possession at times and sloppy with passing.
Yeah.
He might as well join the party, but at least would have given them a bit of occupying at the back.
You know, I kind of make you right. I know we were saying at the time.
Just a point, though. You say he cried off today. David Moyes was on earlier on and saying that he picked it up sometime last week. So presumably a week ago, just after the Arsenal game. So he's a little bit further down the line. So it wasn't a late thing. But
I hope he's heard the new government regulations today that mean that you only need to be isolated for 7 days rather than 10. I hope someone's got their calculations right at the club.
Yeah.
But what do you make on that note? Do you think Antonio would have made the difference tonight?
Fit and firing Antonio certainly would. Just to update, Leicester 3, Liverpool 2. Schmeichel's had a right go at the referee because I know they're these little stuttering run-ups that people have, but you're not supposed to stop in the middle of it, which I think Firmino clearly did. But clearly Schmeichel knows the laws of the game. Whoever's refereeing up there doesn't. And but Schmeichel had a right go at the referee for that.
Antonio, anyway, you know.
Sorry, Antonio.
So we're hoping he'll be back anyway for the Boxing Day game, presumably.
Yeah, I'm hoping so because that would be 7 days. If he let's say he tested positive after the Arsenal game, which is the earliest he could have, and Moyes said last week, so it would have been there or thereabouts.
Yeah.
Then today's 7 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday makes 10 anyway. If he's, the announcement was today on the 6 or 7 days. So if he's got a couple of lateral flow tests that he's been clear of, then hopefully he'll be back for Boxing Day. And maybe, if he's tested positive after the Arsenal game, maybe it was affecting him.
Possibly.
Yeah, and it's a nasty thing. Leicester, I don't think we can extend that to the last month, by the way.
But yes,
Leicester have just had their 4th penalty save. So it looks like the referee's going all out to make sure Liverpool get through as they usually do.
Rio, let's have a quick look at the KUMB forum. Just to see what our fellow Hammers make of the game tonight. We're not going to go on too long for this post-match review this evening because, quite frankly, I'm knackered. And, we haven't won, so I'm not exactly inclined to sit here for the next hour talking about it. But Rio, let's go to the forum.
Yeah, so Kwenko Hammer. Very difficult to understand large parts of that second half. Vlasic and Bowen were the best players on the park in the first bit. But second half, it seemed like Bowen went right, Vlasic left, and Manu went to the false 9. And it seems that neither Bowen or Vlasic touched the ball enough in the second period. And sorry, anyone defending Arthur Masuaku is defending the indefensible. I bet Pinky needs oxygen after watching Diop. But with Zuma and Oggy injured, what alternatives do we have? Great industry, but like everyone says, sign a bloody striker. I love the signings, but if it was us, we'd applaud the team for being professional and not needing to get out of second gear, completely nullifying the opposition. And this is referring to Tottenham's 10 men behind the ball tactics in the second half. Yes, the first half was a roller coaster and got me rolled up. The second half gradually drained me off any hope and gradually accepting we'd lose. Wayne Pinn, a bit of a new member to the forum for me, but he's put that Oliver Skip looks like David Platt's backward son and Corrie. I'm not the only one in the world who thinks this kind of thing. Stone Hammer's put, so frustrating. Felt like we had 10 more minutes, we would have scored. We just left it too late. Johnson was absolutely awful. Moving the ball down the line for Ashby all game, the poor lad. As for Diop, well, lucky is Dawson next to him because he saved him more than once. Rice was class as always, and Bowen is more than capable of playing as a striker with a great goal. It's a shame Fredericks didn't come on. He always looks like a threat going forward.
Something you, of course, Rio, were bringing up yourself during the game. Can I just point out? Well, tell everyone first, no.
No, well, I'm just going to comment on Fredericks, and maybe not 100% fit yet, which is why he probably didn't come on. And we've got a game on Boxing Day. We're all laughing because Manamina's just put Liverpool's fifth penalty somewhere in the direction of Rose Ed. We're now through at sudden death.
And can I just point out for the record that I wasn't giving the coffee shake to Rio or the KUM poster who he's referring to, but to the Liverpool player who just put the ball over the bar. My apologies.
Weak penalty from Leicester, so it's advantage Liverpool now.
Should we go back to Rio? It's all falling apart.
Yeah.
Right, sorry, yeah. Bernie Hammer, we really could have done with another player alongside Rice in the second half who was capable of driving forward with the ball. Good game with a less pleasing result. Vlasic was unfortunate to be substituted. We just aren't getting the ball to him in the second half. And this is one from El Martello do Giovinazzi, and a very moot point that we didn't really touch upon. Cresswell instead of Masuaku in that game was won. That's not scapegoating him for the goals, but his deliveries and composure in their half was absolutely shocking. There were times we just punted the ball forward to nowhere. If Cresswell had got that time and space, we'd have had goals in us. And Aaron Cresswell is becoming an increasingly big loss for us. No kind of coincidence that in his absence, our form has completely dipped. Now there's other factors to play in, but he's a mainstay of that back line. He offers a little bit of composure. His set-piece delivery is exceptional. He's sorely missed at the moment.
What do you make of that, Rio? I mean, we were told after the Man City game that he had a sore back. Cologne. We saw the instant. It certainly looked like he whacked his kidneys. I'm just kind of worried. It's over a month now, 4 or 5 games since we appeared, and every game after every single game, David Moyes comes out and says, "Well, we think he'll be back, for this next game." We've not seen him.
This is harking back to the West Ham of old at times, isn't it? Matt Thompson saying,
flu.
Yeah, Alvin Martin flu, Alan Devonshire's kind of like various ailments he had. He's only a week away. And as you said, 2 or 3 weeks down the line, still no sign of him, not even on the bench. I know you touched upon the fact that Ryan Fredericks isn't 100% fit. Well, on the Boxing Day game, isn't Soufal available again? He'll slip into that right back position.
Good point. Yeah.
And Moyes said before the game, Ben Johnson wasn't necessarily ready for tonight, but he played a full 90 in a largely unfamiliar position for most of the game.
Yeah.
So Ryan Fredericks, 15 minutes, his pace would have caused a few more problems than their right hand side. I think Harrison Ashby did well enough. It wasn't outstanding, but I think he did get a little bit overawed, and his decision making, which is naturally understandable. He's a young lad playing against, in a major London derby, quarterfinals of the Cup. He did okay, but someone with a bit more experience, a bit more polish, a little bit more pace could have asked a lot of questions down Tottenham's left-hand side, and our right we could have exploited a few things down there.
David O'Rourke agrees, says, with regards to Cresswell, anyway, he says I think if we had had Cresswell on the pitch instead of Arthur, we'd have done more. It's just a funny one, though, isn't he, Masuaku? I mean, it's hard to look at that game and think of anything. All right, there was the odd slack pass, but it wasn't anything he did particularly wrong. I mean, positioning, he was okay. Made a couple of really decent challenges defensively, a couple of decent crosses late on in the second half, but just, I don't know, there's just something not right, and that makes you think that, he's not good enough to play at that level anymore.
Yeah. You say he didn't do anything particularly wrong. I'd say he did. He gave the ball away far, far too much.
Did he? Did he? I mean,
yeah,
there was a couple
yeah,
of
a number
sloppy
of times.
passes, but
Yeah,
I'm not sure it's as bad as
slack
you're making
passes.
out.
The sort of when he ran out of ideas, the hitting the long balls, hopefully towards some sort of claret blue. So the
Yeah.
playing the balls at the touch when when there was an easy ball on. I just thought we gave. I thought we had a poor game.
Okay.
And we got one or two interesting crosses out of him, but I'm as we've said, if Cresswell had been fit, he'd have been on the bench,
Yeah.
no question. It's not. You can't blame him for that. We had no other options with the injuries we got.
No, I guess not. But if they're all fit and Soufal starts on Sunday on Boxing Day against Southampton, does Ben Johnson start on the left, or is Masuaku back in, assuming that Aaron Cresswell's not available?
Just trying to think. Well, if Soufal's available, Johnson can play on either flank, can't he?
Yeah.
And Johnson's fit again, so.
So does he take precedence over Masuaku? That's really the question.
I think Johnson would. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rio, do you agree with that?
In fact, before Soufal's injury, before Johnson's injury, I think Johnson was taking precedence over Masuaku, and I can't see any reason why that wouldn't be the case today.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. Rio, would you agree with no?
Well, judging by the comment, like Moyes, right, as he said, Ben Johnson's not fully at the races. We've seen Ryan Fredericks play a couple of times down the left-hand side. The kid who played in the European game, Angelo, I thought we had an incredibly good game in that. I know it's a European match. It was a dead rubber for us, but I thought he acquitted himself really well in that particular fixture.
Yeah.
Why not give him a go? He certainly looked the part in that. He's given youngsters like Harrison Ashby tonight. He's had a game.
Yep.
Why not? Why not put him in?
One player I do want to talk about briefly, and we tend to do this pretty much after every game. The enigma that is Said Benrahma didn't start tonight. Came on after 68 minutes as a replacement for Manuel Lanzini, or at least as a change for Lanzini and Vlasic, along with Pablo Fornals. Just running through my notes just to see what he did in terms of making me write something about him. Basically, he was on less than a minute when he an Ashby cross came into the box, and he this was the one, I think, Rio, that we spoke about, where he took the ball with his back to goal, swiveled, and we compared him to Bowen, didn't we? And he just sort of leant back and put it over the bar. A few minutes later, 79 minutes, had a shot again from the edge of the box. That one that was straight at Lloris, down Lloris's neck, basically down his throat, from 20 yards or whatever. He had a volley on the right-hand side. It's quite an acute angle, wasn't it? Just over a minute or so late when he took the ball on the right of the penalty box. One touch and then a volley right across the face of goal. Wasn't far wide, actually, to be fair. But that was about, one or two decent little touches. That was about the sum of his efforts. Now, of course, we're losing him as things stand, of course, because let's be honest, everything's up in the air at the moment with the current crisis worldwide with the pandemic. But of course, we are due to be losing him to the African Cup of Nations in a couple of weeks' time. Have your thoughts changed on him at all based on what you've seen tonight, or is it still, very much an enigma for you, a player that promises much but is still yet to deliver?
For me, exactly that. He was getting in all. To be fair to him tonight, out of our attacking midfielders who particularly come on in the second half, he was getting in all the right positions. He's just looking at killer instinct, that killer ball at the moment. The chances he had, the volley was, it was unlucky. Yep. The one where he skied it, he got in the wrong body position. As we saw with Jarrod Bowen, when he turns, we saw it against Chelsea, we saw it tonight when he scored his goal. When he turns on the ball, he creates space for himself and he gets his head over it and gets a low, hard shot in, which invariably on target. You don't see Said do that. He always seems to be leaning in the wrong angle and the ball skies everywhere. He was getting the right positions, but to coin a Christmas kind of more special, but not in the right order.
No, say
Great
Ben
preview.
Rama. Will you go along with Rio on that?
Yeah, it's real spot on as usual. He showed flashes earlier on in the season, which made us thought, oh, perhaps, maybe he's beginning to come good, but he seems to have lapsed into, where he was for most of last season. Again, Rio's right. He did look one of the more livelier players when he came on, and today's performance, wasn't that bad, but in the context of the season, he's going to go to the African Cup of Nations, and it's one less problem for Moyes to worry about then. Especially if, as we hope, although I'm hearing conflicting reports about this, that Lingard comes back, because if we've got Lingard, we've got Ben Rama. Ben Rama doesn't get a look in.
Okay.
I'm hearing different things about Lingard, that he's possibly decided to see out the contract at Manchester United, picking up the big wages.
Yeah.
But
would you like to see him back?
Lingard, yeah, I'd have him back like a shot. Yeah.
Rio?
Certainly, that was a game there that was crying out for somebody of his sort of pace, and it's something different that we didn't have tonight. We haven't had, arguably, all season. So back now, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Jesse Lingard in transition from defence to attack, hitting on the break. We've seen no one better doing that since Dimitri Payet. What he did for us at the end of last season was exceptional. Yeah. If he's going to have that attitude and that effectiveness as he did when his previous loan spell, fine, I'll welcome him back with open arms. On the other hand, as well, Nikola Vlasic tonight.
Yes,
I thought
give him some credit. Yeah,
his first half especially, he was very, very bright. He got in a lot of really good positions. His quality on the ball was there to be seen. Used it intelligently, created a lot of threat, a lot of opportunity. Showed an excellent touch. We didn't really get him involved in the second period, which is a little bit disappointing. But if he's going to be the one who replaces Ben Rama when Ben Rama disappears to Africa, then tonight's cameo was a very promising sign for me.
Yeah, a very good game. Particularly in the first half, dropped off a little in the second, perhaps. But what impressed me about him was, quite apart from the stuff that we sort of hope of him and why he was signed, the going forward, he was instrumental in one of those, the Souček header that produced the save of the match. But he also did a hell of a lot of donkey work, getting the ball back when we'd lost it, that sort of thing. And so it was a very, very beginning to show a little bit more of what he can do.
Do you know? I mean, I felt one thing that we've not seen from him known so far. He's a strong boy. He's a Croatian lad, and I thought we saw that tonight. You mentioned it once or twice during commentary, how he stood up and held off some challenges from behind, turned really sharply. I don't think we've seen that before.
Yeah,
not to that degree, anyway.
Yeah, and it was, as I say, it was a good game for him, and if we're going to take some positive out of this, other than the fact that it was a better performance up to a point, then it's he can sort of come off and say, well, I can pretty much hold my head high because I put in a shift today.
Mark Richardson, he's asking what you've heard re Jesse, just asking for an update. So
sorry, well, up until yesterday, the various bits and pieces that were going around were that he's certainly looking at going. He was certainly looking at going in the window, and Newcastle were supposed to be competing with us for his signature, but Newcastle apparently have decided not to pursue that. And then the second bit of news was that he it was said that he's maybe deciding not to move in the window at all, and hang on to the closed season when obviously he wouldn't command a fee. I guess financially for him that would be, get more out of financially moving as a free agent, because obviously what you save on the transfer fee, the player's agent will be sniffing around for. But I don't know how true that is. It's just one of the sort of various rumour sites that's going around.
Well, I guess we'll find out soon enough, because the transfer window, of course, is opening in just over a week's time. So we'll see what's happening there. I can tell you the draw for the semi-final, though it's not going to be of much interest to anyone on this stream tonight, but the draw for the semi-final.
What about Chelsea?
We would have got Chelsea. Arsenal face Liverpool, Tottenham v Chelsea in the semi-final. Two really dull, boring semi-finals now with those four teams, but that's how it's transpired anyway. We're going to wrap up fairly soon, gentlemen. As I said, we're not going to go on for too long tonight, but a couple of things I want to touch on first. Let's begin with man of the match. I think we might have possibly touched on him just now, but Rio, let me come to you first on that one. Your top player from West Ham this evening.
It's a little bit of a tough one, actually. If based on first half performance, I would have given to Vlasic.
Yeah. Based
on the second half performance, Declan. But neither of them put in a full kind of contribution over the full 90 minutes.
Yeah.
If I have to give it, I'll give it to Vlasic just to cheer that up. He's not had a lot of game time. He struggled to make an impression before tonight.
Yeah.
But he finally looks like he's up for the challenge of Premiership football. And he showed some very bright touches and looked very promising. So I'll give it to Vlasic tonight.
One for Nico, no?
Yeah, I'll go for that. I was thinking exactly the same thing as Rio, that Rice had a good second half. Vlasic good first, and but we'll give it to Vlasic, I think, just for this occasion.
Okay. I think I'm going to have to go with you guys. Clean sweep across the board for Nico Vlasic tonight. Honourable mentions, I think, to Harrison Ashby, who didn't really put a foot wrong. I mean, unfortunately, slightly lacking that little bit of quality there, no?
I've got David Moyes on, by the way, if you want me to do some
let's do that. Let's chuck that in before we wrap up. So
I'm just waiting for the subtitles to catch up. Having said that, subtitles seem to have disappeared completely. So let me turn it up a little bit.
All right, no worries. Gnome's off listening to the boss to hear what he's got to say about that. Be interesting to see if Moisey mentions the offside second goal, which nobody seems to have touched on, unless they're talking about it on Sky Sports, which of course we can't hear because we're talking to you guys on the live stream. I thought Craig Dawson, Rio, I thought had a decent game. It's difficult, isn't it, when you've lost 2-1, you've conceded a couple of goals, to look at a defender and say, yeah, he's had a decent game, but got into some good areas attacking wise, made some really, really strong challenges at the back. I guess had he managed to get that header on target in the first half, we could have been talking about him as a potential man of the match winner.
Yeah, most certainly. I was just about to actually mention him as you just discussed with the handover. No.
Yeah.
Craig Dawson. The only thing with him is he's having to deal with a very inexperienced back line, isn't he? Yes. Harrison Ashby not got a lot of experience at all. Ben Johnson playing out of position, even the under-23s, like we said earlier, he played most of his young career as an attacking right-sided midfielder. He's been made into a makeshift full-back, tonight into a makeshift right-sided centre-back. And also you got the mercurial Issa Diop, who really is, you don't know what you're going to get from day to day, do you? And today is one of his bad
from minute to minute, let alone day to day. It was a bit like that tonight, wasn't he, at times?
So Craig's got to try and marshal an inexperienced and somewhat flaky back line. We didn't even bring up Arthur Masuaku on the left-hand side to complete the full set of misfits. And, considering what I had around him, he did really well. And let's be honest, what effect did Harry Kane have in that game? Didn't have a big impact at all. So Craig did really well. I was going to bring it up just as you was discussing with Noam now. But yeah, it gets mentioned in dispatches. I'm still going to go with Vlasic though, because I do like a Croatian player. Just something about them. They've always got that little bit of that combination of either supreme skill, supreme psychopathness, or like we said, saw with Slaven Bilic in his pomp when he played for us. A combination of both. Silky skills, a little bit of a head case, you know. I'm a Croat all the way.
If I remember rightly, our first Croat had plenty of skill, but he was about 20 years out of date by the time he landed at West Ham.
Yeah.
It was Suka, wasn't it? Was the first?
Actually, no, I think Bilic was the first. Suka joined.
Of course, it would have been, wouldn't he? Of course, yeah. 95, 96.
Yeah. Then we had Suka
been
and Stimac pretty much at the same time, didn't we?
97, 98, wouldn't he? And Suka was horrendous pretty much. And apart from that, one game, was it the Man U game where we were 2-0 down and he scored twice right at the end, if I remember rightly?
Yeah.
And it was almost Yarmolenko-esque, just turned it on for one game and that was his West Ham career over.
One of the greatest strikers ever for me, ever Suka. And we saw the Panland version of him, really, unfortunately.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? But at least he turned it on against Manchester United. It could have been worse, I suppose. It could have been a Bradford or a Sheffield Wednesday. But yes, we've had some delightful Croat West Ham over this. Thomas Souček, not Croatian, but not from too far up the road in the Czech Republic. What did you make of his performance tonight?
I'm from near Moscow, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
I felt so sorry for him because that spell when we responded after going a goal down, and we actually went through them and we caused a lot of that issues, a lot of problems for them. Thomas was at the heart of it. He's crying out for to be paid in his role from last year. He's been kind of shifted around to accommodate Declan Rice's burgeoning career. He's done it really well, but he's just not getting in positions where it makes him stand out. He's not getting into the area as much as he used to. And it's to his detriment a little bit. He's lacking that little bit of magic. But I think if that goal had gone in, like the effort which Lloris made an absolute world-class save from, I think we might have seen a different Thomas Souček for the next few weeks or so, because he misses that magic. I think he needs a goal like that in a big game like this to kind of lift his spirits and lift his heart. Now, we saw the way he celebrated at the end of the game the other week, doing the high fives with the crowd. No, he clearly loves it here. He clearly loves being a part of West Ham. He's just lacking a little bit of kind of that potato salad magic that he brings to the side, because he's been asked to shift position a little bit.
I've got to say, I love that celebration where he was running along. That's the one you're referring to. Where it kind of reminded me of the sort of thing under 8s and under 9s do at grassroots level at the end of the game. You know, the go and shake the hands of both parents. But he clearly enjoyed it. 3 really good chances, didn't he? In the space of 4 or 5 minutes, the 2 headers, the one you referred to, the brilliant save where Lloris tips it over the bar, the one a few seconds later, where he sent the looping header over Lloris, that Lloris sort of just managed to get back and tip over. And then, of course, as Noam rightly spotted, there was that chance, the Lanzini pass to the far post, which was just inches away from getting on the end of, but just not falling for him at the moment, is it? But anyway, Noam's been listening to the boss. David Moyes has been chatting after that defeat tonight. Was he pretty despondent and downhearted, Noam, or
very disappointed at the result. On the performance, he thought we were a better team. Just didn't take the chances that we had, and if that had been a league game, he was disappointed not to get a draw out of it. Didn't say an awful lot. The one comment he did make, which was interesting, he was asked about Antonio, and he said, well, Antonio was missed as much as Ogbonna, Zuma, Cresswell, etc. And he was asked about Antonio's availability over Christmas. And he said, he should be available over Christmas. And then the interviewer said, so would that be Boxing Day? And he said, no. He said, I said over Christmas. So he may not be around for Boxing Day, the Southampton game, but he may be. I guess it's one of these things, as we mentioned, it depends when he tested, and it depends on where he is on that chart as for lateral flow testing. So,
and of course, it also depends how he reacted to the virus, because not everybody's reacting exactly the same way.
As I say, it's entirely possible that he didn't test positive till at least Thursday. But the thing is, if he tested positive for it on Thursday, then he would have had it while he was playing Arsenal.
Yeah.
It's unlikely that he's walked off the pitch, and I suppose it's possible he's just picked it up walking off the pitch. But which, it's a horrible thing. I think you've had a touch of it, haven't you? Thankfully I've managed to avoid it so far, but everyone I know's had it. It's laid them for 6. So, if he's been ill, then I'll cut him a little bit of slack. But so he may not be around for Southampton.
Okay.
So that would then mean that the next game is Watford away, I think, on the 28th. Is it? Yeah. So
yes, on the Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah.
Tuesday. That's the trouble. You get to this time of year, and then all the days sort of merge into one, don't they? You're not quite sure what day it is because and Christmas being a weekend, you've got the bank holidays thrown in, and I have trouble knowing what day of the week it is when it's an ordinary day of the week. So.
To be honest with you, at my age, I'm like that anyway. So Christmas doesn't really make a lot of difference. But anyway, that does bring me nicely on to our very, very last subject of the post-match discussion, which is, of course, the one we do at the end of every stream, which is looking ahead to our next game. And Noam has given us a nice introduction to it already. We face Southampton at the London Olympic Stadium on Boxing Day, also known as Sunday, I believe, this week. West Ham, as I said earlier, only one win in 7 games in all competitions, looking to get back to winning ways. Rio, is this the game we, the opponent we need to do that?
Judging by our recent home performances against them, you'd say yes. But Southampton aren't mugs, They're another bit of a side which are a bit of an enigma, aren't they? One week they come up with an absolutely impressive performance. They've got players like James Ward-Prowse who walk into any side in the Premiership in my book. Other weeks they look like an absolute shambles. It's just which Southampton turn up and which West Ham turn up.
Yeah,
it's going back to kind of the pre-Moyes days, isn't it? Not slagging off what David's achieved, not dismissing what the coaching staff, the management have instilled into this current crop of players. But because of the injuries, because of the lack of strength in certain areas, we're now looking like a tired side who you don't know what you're going to get. And it's a little bit of a worry. Even with those players we have missing, you'd expect us to beat Southampton at home. Now we've got the tools at our disposal. We're lacking in certain areas, as we all know, but it's a very busy period of football. December's been, we've seen 6 games already this year, this month, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Another 3 or 4 to come. There's a lot of football to be played, and we've got a lot of tired bodies out there, a lot of tired minds. And we lack the depth to kind of really be assertive and be confident at the moment. If it's been the start of the season, I would have backed us every day of the week to beat Southampton at home. Yeah. At the moment, I just don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
Okay, all right. Rio, not so sure, Noam, about this fixture. One that, excuse me, he felt we would have won at a canter, perhaps, at the start of the season. This one has a little bit of added, I won't say importance, but relevance to you in some sense, given that, the geographical location of some of the Gnome family, who, of course, live fairly close to that part of the world. Do you agree with Rio? Do you think this is going to be a slightly tougher one than usual, given our current circumstances?
I think we'll win. As Rio said, Southampton don't really turn it on a consistent level. Having said that, we didn't play well. That was the first game this season we didn't play well in, down at their place for the 0-0 draw.
Yeah.
Perhaps slightly fortunate to come away with it, but it's not really got an awful lot of relevance for the Thrower family. Just only that Jeff, when he goes into work, if West Ham beat Southampton, because he works in Andover, and he gets to do a lot of Mickey taking, particularly with there's a woman there called Alice who gets on really well with, who supports Southampton, and he takes great delight in telling her every weekend when they've lost. So, but I think we'll beat them, because I think we saw today that, again, stuff in the final third notwithstanding, we can dominate games when teams are sitting back and everything. And I think we'll win. I just it might not be a pretty game to watch, but I think we will win it. Yeah.
Okay. We certainly need it, don't we? We certainly need a win.
It'd be nice. Yeah.
Would be very nice. But
nice
there you go. So
a few more points to come home to, wouldn't it?
It would be a very, very welcomed Christmas present for Moisey and the boys. I think this year it's been a really difficult December. Been up against it, players injured, COVID. That small squad, Antonio misfiring up front. It's kind of like a perfect storm has hit us with a vengeance in the last few weeks, and we've struggled a little bit. But being a fan, let's not forget it's been an absolutely fantastic season. We're going into the game 5th in the Premier League. All right, we're out of the cup, we're out of the Carabao Cup, but had a decent run, and some memorable victories along the way, and certainly memories for those who at least who were there at Old Trafford on that night at the London Olympic Stadium against Man City that they'll remember for many, many years. So some good memories made anyway.
Phil, we can concentrate on Europe now, can't we, Tottenham?
Exactly. Poor old Spurs booted out. Terrible. But that is just about it for us tonight here on the stream. We did go on a little bit longer than I'd planned, but isn't that always the case? My thanks to my right-hand man, Rio, my left-hand man, Gnome, or is it the other way round? Depends which way you're viewing it. I don't know. It's always different. It always looks different on my screen to what it does on yours. Yeah, I'll have a pee, please, Gnome. Very, very soon, actually, as it goes.
Yeah,
right. Our thanks to all of you for joining us live on the stream. Thank you, as always, for dropping your comments in on the live chat and all the questions you've asked us. Greatly helps us to keep the show running smoothly as it was. That may be it in terms of pre-Christmas matches for West Ham United, but it certainly isn't it as far as knees up Mother Brown goes at this time of year. The KUMB.com forum is alive and kicking, and it's going to be full of chat for the next few days, and of course throughout the Christmas periods. If you haven't already done so, get on over there and join in, have your say. Doesn't matter what side of the fence you sit on. We try and provide a platform for everyone, every West Ham supporter, irrespective of what your viewpoint is. And of course, don't forget, it's Christmas Eve in a couple of days' time, which means we have the ex-Revs Christmas message for about the 15th year in a row. The Reverend Elwyn Cockett has kindly agreed to return with his annual Christmas. It's better than the Queen, actually.
I just think his name's straight out of a Dickens novel, isn't it?
Absolutely.
The Reverend Elwyn Cockett. Was he an
Archdeacon, I believe.
Archdeacon now, is it? Yeah. Archdeacon Elwyn Cockett. It's straight out of Pickwick Papers, isn't it?
He used to play for Barnsley, didn't he, Archdeacon?
Yeah, Owen Archdeacon. Yeah.
But that will be.
Go from religion to Barnsley in 2 steps.
Good stuff. See, you don't get this anywhere else, folks. That'll be on.
For that.
Yes. You can catch Elwyn's Christmas message on the homepage of KUMB.com on Christmas Eve. It's there every year. It's going to be there once again this year. As I say, Elwyn has kindly agreed to do that for us.
Seriously, though, definitely worth a read. That's always a good read.
Yeah, it is. Caps the year off for me. Always does. It's my one of the things I look forward to now as much as opening presents on Christmas. Well, actually not quite as much, but it's good anyway. Make sure you read it if you haven't. That is just about it from us. All it leaves me to say is to wish you all out there, all you fellow KUMBers and West Ham United fans, a very, very merry and safe Christmas. Please stay safe. And please make sure that you can, get together as a family and enjoy your Christmas this year. We've had a couple of rubbishy ones, and you know, if you're able to, make sure you can get together. Don't do anything silly over the next couple of days and go out and catch a dose of COVID or whatever. It's not nice. And enjoy your Christmas and catch up with us on Boxing Day, because you'll be bored of the family by then. Believe me, you know, 24 hours in the company of Aunt Meg's and enough to send anyone doolally. So we fully expect to see you back here with us on Sunday for the street. Gentlemen, are you guys going to be at the London Stadium on Sunday, or are you catching it from home?
I'll be at the stadium.
Okay.
I'll be nearer Southampton than the stadium for obvious reasons. To say, didn't get to see me folks last year for the first time in about 60 years, and you know, bless them. My mum's terrified that we won't all get together this year. So one of those occasions where I put the family first, I'm afraid.
And rightly so, as it always should be. That's it from us tonight. As I said, wishing you all a very, very merry and safe Christmas. Have a wonderful time with your families, and we shall catch up, our second family, the West Ham family, once again on Sunday, Boxing Day, for West Ham United versus Southampton. Until then, take care, everybody.
Have a good Christmas. Bye.
Happy Christmas, everybody. Happy Christmas.